At starregistry.com, you can give the most memorable gift. The star your name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Visit starregistry.com or call 800-282-3333.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Welcome to the show.
Life, gambling, sports. Ding ding, class is in. This is The Locker Room on Real Radio.
Hello, and welcome to The Locker Room here on Real Radio. Happy Saturday, the day before, I don't know, something's going on tomorrow, I think. Not quite sure, but I'm sure our buddy Greek over here can tell you all about it. Greek, welcome to the show. How you doing today, bud?
I'm doing good. The big game. I got to get my mic straight and everything. Can't hear too well, but I think I'm okay. Yeah, the big game today. We'll get into the whole Super Bowl. We'll get into some college basketball. We'll get into the NBA. We'll talk about Vegas. We'll talk about all the girls auditioning at all the strip clubs in Vegas this weekend to try to get some extra shifts because they're trying to make some cash. We got Teddy Covers calling us, 1235. We also have Alex from ETA Jets, supposed to call us today. He's been a little jammed up. And we have a guy who played in the Super Bowl and won. Supposed to call us today at 2:05. Jamal Lewis for the Baltimore Ravens supposed to give us a call today. And hopefully he calls us, tells us what it's like to be in the game, the experience, and obviously, what was it? The excitement behind the game, taking care of your family. They beat the Giants in the year 2000. A lot going on. Joe's on his way. I think he ended up taking a Pony Express today. We do have a special guest who has done about, I don't know, maybe 17 or 18 Super Bowls with me over the years. I don't know how many it's been. But Johnny Z in the studio. What's up, Johnny?
G-Man, what's up?
What's up, buddy?
How are
Another
ya?
Super Bowl. My God.
Oh, I know. Here we go again. Huh?
Here we go again,
Right?
man. There were some Mondays that we worked when I used to come in and be like, oh.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, Jamal Lewis is an awesome get. I hope he calls in. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's cool. He was very nice on the phone.
2,000-yard rusher.
Yeah, nice guy. And I met him years ago, and then the other night I was out and about with somebody, and I don't know how we were talking, and then one phone call to another, and then he called me back, and he was really cool. So he's supposed to. He's in Vegas.
Maybe,
Things happen.
Maybe you can get a good Go Gators out of him.
Yeah. Then where'd he go, Tennessee?
He was a Vol, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I'll try that.
Thank you very
See how
much.
that goes. Jamal Lewis on with us at 2:05. Oh, and he left at 2:06.
Oh, Go Gators.
We won't bring up the Gators.
He's beast.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
It was involved that great Raven team that couldn't score the first 9 weeks. Remember? They had no touchdowns. They went for quarters and quarters, but they kept winning.
And all that dude did was just run on loaded boxes every Sunday.
Oh, yeah. He was a beast. He definitely was. He's supposed to call us today. We also have an old friend that might call us today. I don't know if that's going to happen. I did talk to him the other day. Very busy. Michael Irvin,
Nice.
Really nice guy. We helped him years ago to Playmaker charity, and he might call us today. But you guys are welcome to call 877-927-6969. Our big winner yesterday, Jimmy, I took care of him. Paul.
Yeah. He met up with Paul yesterday at Monroe's at Palm Beach. Thanks again so much for ponying up that 75-inch big, gigantic screen TV.
Nice.
That was awesome. Paul was excited, I'm sure.
He was. Him and his wife were there. They were very nice. A little shocked because I actually had to help him lift the TV into the car. He was like, oh, my God, into the truck. He's like, Greek, manual labor. I was like, wow.
Wow. He really, no kidding. I didn't see that come. Did our good friends at Knox and Dunn show up, too?
Yes, they did.
He did?
Yeah,
Okay.
They dropped off some stuff for him, and he got a calendar, so he was happy.
Wow.
He got a lot. He got a
How
lot
nice.
going on.
Little bonus package there.
Yeah, I said, man,
Nice.
I don't know if I could light my cigar later. It's gonna be tough.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Might hear from my buddy Jason Weiser after that. No, just kidding. So that worked out well, huh? You had a nice big vehicle to take that thing home in?
Yeah, he had a truck, and it was good. He borrowed
Awesome.
it. He was good. He said he might call us Monday. I said, cool.
Awesome.
And the Super Bowl in Vegas, Johnny C, 20 years ago and about 17 years ago, you're one of your favorites, Tony Romo. almost got suspended by the NFL for doing a fantasy camp.
Yeah.
Can you believe? And 20 years ago, the NFL would not run an ad for Caesars.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think is, obviously all the change and sports betting illegal, but what do you think put the light bulb on the NFL where they just said, okay, we've been hiding it since the 50s, and I know that's just where you and I always agreed, why are we doing this? And what do you think happened? And where do you think it goes? Because I don't think it's even close to where it's going to go.
No, we're not done yet. So it's an evolution. We watched it. Gee, I hope you get the kudos in this company like you should.
Never.
Well, you should, because for those that have been listening to the locker room for a long time, this is one of, I don't know, a handful of national opportunity. Now, we're a national show in a way that you can stream, right? But it didn't exist where the lines were being discussed, gambling was being discussed. There was like maybe one on TV, and it just didn't exist. There's an acceptance from the population. That's what it requires, whether we're talking about legalization of cannabis or we're talking about sports gambling. As more and more people start to accept it, then the big brands can be like, well, it's acceptable now. Now we can do this. It was always, you heard the terms degenerates, and like it was just looked down upon. Dark. How can you gamble on that? It's nefarious. It's just bad things. It's seedy. It's just none of it was associated with good or high end.
Yeah, it was affiliated with the mob.
It's just always had negativity tied to it, and as the masses have accepted it more and more, the negativity isn't quite there as much because now it's more on the up and up, or perceived to be at least, right? Perception's reality.
Yeah.
So then these big entities, because there's nothing bigger than the NFL, can lean in hard. They always did. Yeah. Why did we get injury reports if they didn't care about gambling, right? So these are things that were discussed in the locker room 20 years ago plus. The reality was always there. They just now can be in the same bed and not be concerned with
image,
who sees them leaving in the morning, leaving this house, right? Yeah, it's it's not even close to being done because we don't have all the states in yet.
No.
It's just it's still got a ways to go. The legs can still stretch out, but wow, how things have changed. And I got to tell you, even though we got a handful of really, really high-end opportunities, Miami, New Orleans, L.A., if they did it in Vegas every year, I could totally see that because if all accounts this week has been remarkable out there, and the weather sucks.
Yeah, it's 35. Well, the first thing is, I don't care who you are. Most people, demographically, let's just go 20 to 60. You hear Vegas, you want to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're excited. You want to do it. You want to go. Miami has a great vibe, too. The one thing about Miami, I did a show yesterday in Vegas that is a little bit of a misconception, is when the Dolphins play, they show South Beach. And we're nowhere near South Beach.
No, that's a farce.
Yeah, but they see that. In Vegas, I have friends there. They're walking to the game.
Yeah.
I mean, they're walking. If you remember years ago, you and I, we were at the casino that just opened. Remember Ariel?
Yeah.
We were there. It was the first weekend.
Aria, right?
Yeah, first weekend.
Would you call her Ariel?
Whatever.
Ariel,
I know I got my ass kicked playing Red Lag.
Whatever.
Aria.
But remember they had the big, what was in front? The big lions, or I don't know. It was two huge things.
Yes.
I remember. But it just opened. It was only open like 5 days.
Really new.
Right there, you could walk to the stadium. I mean, you walk right over there. So there's thousands of people going to be walking over. Yeah, I think Vegas is a great spot for it. They won't do it every year, but I think
they won't. You're right.
They will feel. It's just like the NBA.
But it'll be part of the rotation.
I think so.
Miami, New Orleans, L.A.,
Houston,
Arizona,
Houston.
Yeah, maybe Dallas and Houston because Dallas is a pretty good spot still, but definitely in the rotation.
Oh yeah, they love it. It's done so much, and again, the whole Taylor Swift thing. You're a guy, obviously, with a child where they say Jimmy brought up yesterday a lot of connections. Where oh my God, now my daughter's watching a game, whether you like her or you don't. What I'm always surprised in, and I've
my
talked
little
about,
girl couldn't care less.
Yeah, but I'm saying a lot of kids do.
Yeah.
But what I find is the anger when she comes on by some people, like it's their ex-wife.
Yeah, almost. So it took him for $2 million. Yeah, I mean, that's just an ex. An ex that took you for $2 million.
Do you remember the same visceral reaction when like Jessica Simpson was being shown when she was in Cowboy Stadium wearing the pink jersey? Do you remember the same visceral reaction? No. I don't either. What is it about Taylor Swift that pisses people off so much?
Well, I think, first of all, the Chiefs are going longer in the playoffs. That's part of it. The Dallas, lost the first round. I think if it went, it would have been bigger. Social media wasn't as big as it is today.
True.
Because it wasn't. I mean, it was just there. I remember the pink jerseys Remember?
Yeah, Jess was in the stands in the pink cowboy
number
jersey.
9.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I will always remember her because I remember Jason Witten and Tony Romo went on a vacation. They were
Mexico.
13-3,
Yeah.
a 1 seed, and they decided to go to Mexico for their bye, and then they pooped the bed against the Giants, if I believe. And I think Romo threw an interception in the end zone at the end. I'm not 100% certain, Jimothy, but I blame her.
Well, again, anytime players do stuff out of their realm, we can even go back to Odell with the Giants. Remember, they all came down to Miami and they took that big picture on the boat. Remember?
That was some of the
Do you remember?
most homoerotic stuff ever, too.
But do you remember?
D-Zam.
And
Yes,
they lost.
Yeah,
they lost
did.
2
They
days
did.
later.
They sure did.
I mean, so when you put stuff out there, you have to know, and I'm surprised they don't know, that it's going to be there. I think there's just something's huge, and we've talked about this for years, whether it's Howard Stern or something in politics or whatever you want to use in sports. You have to have a hate and you have to have love.
Gotta have it.
Yeah, and she has it.
Yeah, it's just like wrestling. You got a heel and you got the good guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yep.
And I think when it started, people are like, okay, now CBS or Fox, whoever's, you can't blame her. And I told this guy this the other day. I said, they're choosing, but she's not saying put the camera on me. I mean, but it's helped the NFL. And I didn't think the NFL needed any help. Their viewership between 20 and 35 has gone up almost 65%. The most ever watched the Super Bowl was 210 when the Ravens played the Niners. They're calling for 235. 235. And I got to tell you, this year, first time ever, well, first of all, it's first time ever Florida has legal sports betting. And I'm not exaggerating. At least 20 girls asked me, females, who to bet on. I never heard that before. Who should I bet? What do you like? I got this on my app. Sending me texts. What do you think of that? And, just people I know, waitresses, friends, whatever. I never got that. I get it from all my degenerate friends. Yeah. Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah. Is this a rocking chair? Should I mortgage the house?
Yeah. Are you sure? I'm like, oh, my God. So one of my friends, who Johnny knows my crew, they're just not having all their chairs. He bets the Chiefs over the weekend, on Thursday. So he says, who's going to score first touchdown? I said, dude, are you kidding me? I don't know. And I'm doing the show. This is a between show. I'm like, I don't know. He goes, and he doesn't know what the odds are, like figuring all it out. He goes, what is 4-1, 5-1? I'm telling him. He goes, what about Mahomes? And I said, he's like 17-1. He goes, should I bet him? I said, he's a long shot. He goes, okay. Comes back and he sends me 3 tickets. He bet $5,000 on Mahomes to score first touchdown.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I was like, wow. I said I liked
It'll
him.
be a nice payday.
He picked the long shot and was like, I'll just get a taste.
Yeah,
5
just a
times.
taste. Well,
Yeah. 94,000 or something like that comes back. He goes, Greek, 10 for you if I win. I said, oh, my God, you're so generous.
Wow. That's a horrible bet, huh?
Yeah. I was like,
yeah, pretty much.
What?
well, and like I told my buddy, and you notice with gamblers, you're around me enough, and plus yourself. I love when guys go, and I love this. And last night I had this, and I just start cracking up. And sometimes you pop in my mind when a guy loses a bet and he says, I had the right side. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No.
Remember, you lost.
You had the side that lost.
You didn't.
There are such a thing as right side losers. So. It's true.
No, you didn't. You didn't have the right side. It's the same guy who gets the divorce and says, I think she was the right girl at the wrong time. No, she wasn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she screws you at any era. Yeah.
If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. And my buddy did a nice argument with me about last year's Super Bowl because he had the Eagles. Because that was the right side. I don't care what you say. I said, dude.
If you had them for the first half.
Yeah, I said they lost 38-35.
They were up 10.5.
I said, what is wrong with you?
Yes.
So the game is obviously tomorrow night. What do you see happening watching the games for years and being an aficionado yourself? And again, I mean, to me, I don't think enough is made of 2 things. Mahomes and Reed's experience. I don't hear enough about that. And Brock's good. I'm not saying he's not, but to step into this role, unless Mahomes has a terrible Lamar Jackson day, I don't see them losing.
So when you talk about experience, the Niners, Brock may be a little isolated just because he's so young.
Yeah.
But he made a run last year too.
Yeah.
NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Injuries kind of got in the way.
First play.
Yeah. But so much on that Niner team has a ton of NFC Championship experience. I mean, they're not inexperienced. They haven't all gotten to the Super Bowl for their 5th time or 4th time in 5 years or whatever that
Well, the Chiefs too. I think the Chiefs got 13 guys. I'm talking more about Brock.
But so we can cherry pick just 1 or 2. But if you're talking about like a collection of experience and not Super Bowl, but like good deep runs, and the Niners are pretty much been there, done that. But yeah, that the Reed Mahomes book is still being written,
Yeah.
and that is, I think both of those legacies are pretty phenomenal at this point. But yeah, that's a tough ask.
Yeah.
You got to beat those guys in a Super Bowl. It is. But if anyone can do it, it's that Niner team, who, by the way, still haven't played a very good football game yet.
That's right.
In the
I said that all
playoffs,
week.
you have not seen them play a good game.
2 times they should have lost. They were losing to Packers at the fourth quarter. They were losing to Detroit.
Yeah, so it's they have not started well at all.
No.
So this is I've isolated a bunch of things that I like in this Super Bowl. I don't know if I'm very confident in betting a winner, but I love the Niners in the first half. And you're like, wait a minute, the Chiefs are the ones that have been scoring, in the first quarter, and the Niners have not. It's Kyle Shanahan has a really good record of starting strong, whether he's with the Falcons or the Niners. This playoff run has not so much, but really good record of starting strong. And then, I don't know, we'll see what happens. And the Chiefs, on the other hand, they were down 10 against the Eagles. They were down against when you look at their Super Bowls, they start really slow. Now, this playoff run, they've come out the gates really strong. So I am kind of reversing the trend of this playoff season. But I like the Niners in the first half. I think they are mentally ready to come out and do what they need to do in that first half. Now, the adjustment game for the second half, I don't know yet how I feel about that.
The Chiefs' last 3 games, 6 quarters, have let up 10 points. That's not even 2 a quarter.
So they never gave up more than 28 in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Spags defense is real. They may not have a bunch of names that everybody knows.
Oh, yeah.
But they are real. And if there's a defensive, you're like, you get one defensive coordinator for one game, who you picking?
Oh, yeah.
I'm taking Steve Spagnuolo.
Oh, he's got all experience, even with the Giants.
I hate to say it. Yeah, I
With
hate
the Giants.
it.
I mean, he's got a lot. But I mean,
he's scheming.
even last year, the Super Bowl, people forget, they were down 10. I was out last year at Strikes. I had the Chiefs. There were so many Eagle fans just hip-hop, going crazy. Like it was 10 and it was done and Mahomes didn't look good. And they shut him down the second half and Mahomes did it. And then the first Super Bowl in 2019, people forget I was at that one, they scored 21 points in the last 4 minutes and change. The Chiefs. They scored 21 points. They scored that touchdown at the end, which they covered. The running back, Williamson, just ran down the side. Kelsey scored, and the running back scored, who's out. And, I mean, again, that was another game they started so poor. I don't know what it is in these big games with him. I expect him to start good tomorrow because I think if he starts good tomorrow, I think the Niners look at Brock and say, okay, and then it's a lot more pressure on him. I think if the Niners start, like you said, good, that's a different game.
Yeah.
I do.
And so it's in my head, that's the way I see it shaping out. I see the Niners with a halftime lead, and then I see it coming down to a
close game.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those like walk-off type scenarios, which is why we were talking during Florida Talk Real Estate. Gatorade dump. Jim DiPolo was thinking orange.
Yeah.
I'm actually leaning into no Gatorade dump because I think we're going to get a walk-off field goal winner.
And then run
and
off.
everybody just rushes on the field, and there is no Gatorade dump.
That might not be. Is that an odd? Can you do that?
I think it's 20-1.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah. I heard.
Just guessing.
Yeah.
We can maybe make that happen. We can empty the Gatorade bottle on the side. Alicia Keys is going to be the guest with Usher. You could bet on that. Now, that came out 24 hours. Now, they must have pulled all those bets.
Yeah, right?
Right? Offshore?
Right?
Yeah, because that came out yesterday. And I do have a good buddy of mine who knows her and her husband very, very well. And he told me on Wednesday. But again, you hear a million things. I always talk about outside noise. We talk about it. If you hear stuff, like, it's so hard to shut it out. But he was like, Alicia Keys. I heard Justin, everybody hear different names. But that was announced yesterday. I was surprised it came out the way it did.
He knows Alicia and Swiss Beats?
Very well.
Really?
Like this.
I'm a fan of both. And I love. That is one of my favorite celebrity couples.
Yeah.
They're awesome. They've been together a long time.
Oh, yeah. Knows them. Unbelievable. Always was talking to them. I've been with him, and he's talked to them on the phone.
Nice.
And he's like, Greek. I'm like, I don't want to talk to them.
Tell Alicia. Play with her own keys.
Like the right, check maybe.
I don't have time for that. I was in the car one time. He's like,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
yeah. He said, you want to say hi? I said, nah, dude, come on. I'm good. I don't want to say hi. I'm a big fan of hers, obviously.
What a great career. And her husband, too, is super talented. I mean,
Yeah.
he's touched so much in the rap
Yeah,
game.
I mean, he was out with them many times, been at their house, and he just told me, like, on Wednesday or Thursday, he said, I've been hearing some stuff. And I was just like, you hear outside noise, like I said. There's so many things you hear. I told Jimmy.
We going heads, by the way? 4 out of the last 5 heads.
I'm not betting the coin toss.
Gee, it's 50-50.
No way.
Why are you not going to bet the best odds on the board?
Because I did it once years ago. I lost tails. I was down 1,100 before the ball went off. I can't.
So
I can't.
50-50 prop. Heads on a 4 out of the last 5 run.
If I had the same notion with other things in my life, you know where I'd be? I'd be living in Mar-a-Lago. If I seen red. I did it once. I've said it. It was the worst feeling in the world. In the world. I was so like, oh, because I'm sky high. Sky high. The biggest game I was ever sky high. And I've told the story.
I love this story.
I was at Caesars with these 2 girls, and I had Novacek.
Oh, this isn't the one I was thinking.
You can jump in.
No, that was one where you was at, the Mandalay Bay with 2 guys?
I was at Caesars, and I had Novacek 17-1 to score the first touchdown in Dallas, and he hit. I'm up 17,000.
Out the gates.
At the gates. Mm-hmm. My vision, I'm telling you, I'm thinking 40-50.
Yeah, easy.
Easy. 9:30 at night in the suite with the 2 girls in all our pajamas hanging out. I go, we got to figure out how I did. And I'll never forget this girl, Denise. She goes, you lost. And again, she wasn't like from MIT. I'm like, how do you know? She goes, well, that pile's all the losers. There's the winner. 1 ticket.
The winner.
So,
The winner. Ouch. The rest.
1 ticket. 1 ticket. And the other girl's like, that paid $17,000. I said, she's right. We lost.
Yep.
How about when you lost with the Niners down here?
Oh, the worst.
Yeah. This week, Joe Montana has been making his rounds a little bit there on Radio Row.
Yeah, he's great.
I got to tell you, one of my favorite stories ever from a Super Bowl is Montana. But I found this little snippet on Instagram this week. Joe Montana, Niner legend. For those that don't know, you should look into his career, that Bill Walsh era. By the way, this is kind of like the ode to the Bill Walsh era Super Bowl with the Shanahan crew and Andy Reid. Like, this is throwback Bill Walsh, Eddie DeBartolo era football Super Bowl. Like, it just is. If you're like, wait a minute, it's kind of special in that way.
And what's the name? His father won a Super Bowl with Steve Young.
Shanahan.
No, I mean McCaffrey.
Oh, McCaffrey. Yeah. It's so much tie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That McCaffrey family tree is kind of freaky. Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. But Joe, when he was down here beating the Bengals for the second time, and G and your crew lost like 27,000. What did you guys lose?
I think it's 52.
Hate to bring that up. Niners did not cover. They did win, but they did not cover. Joe's on the last drive. You got to go win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he's got Harris Barton. He goes, hey, H, they're at a timeout. Hey, is that John Candy over there? Like, it just shows you.
Unbelievable.
In the biggest moment, why they call him Joe Cool. Like, he's like, I got to go win the Super Bowl. That's John Candy right there. I watched this snippet on Instagram this week.
Is there audio of that? Does that exist?
Yeah. I think it does.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
I have to.
Harris tells that story all the time. I love that story.
I've seen it. I've heard it on the NFL Network.
Okay.
Watching this thing on Instagram this week, and Joe used to, at every stadium,
I know this one.
The phones, he's talking to the coaches. He's like, one time, he's like, what do you do on a phone? You hit 9 to get an outside line, right? Okay. He's like, I hit 9, boom, dial tone. Calls his home. His wife answers, what the hell are you doing? He's like, I'm sitting on the bench. She's wondering, what are you doing? She's like, what am I doing?
He used to call his wife.
He used to call his wife if they got an outside line. Right. He would call his wife from the sideline. I'm just waiting to go back in.
Hey, what's up,
Defense is doing their thing. What are you doing?
Get your nails done today? How about the hair?
Oh, yeah.
What a beast, man. To be that good,
cool.
That cool.
Yeah.
That just, so good.
Oh, yeah, he was unbelievable. He really was. I saw his stats for the 4 Super Bowls. Scary. No interceptions.
Well, that one Denver game.
Oh, yeah. I had that game big. 55-10.
Out.
Oh, yeah, it was out 55. No, 13 touchdowns in 4 games. No interceptions. I think he was like 92 for 120. Like, just crazy.
When you think about the talent he had, and I know we're talking old school Niners, it's kind of ridiculous, but it is a tie, right, to the Super Bowl. From that Super Bowl 16 to his last one. Like, the talent levels were always there, from Freddie Solomon to Dwight Clark, Wendell Taylor,
Wendell Tyler,
yeah,
and Roger Craig.
And then you got through the first 1,000 and Roger Craig with Jerry Rice and Rathman and
Taylor.
The tight ends were just ridiculous. Brent, I mean, you can name them.
Yeah.
Russ Francis, rest in peace. He died this year.
Yeah.
All the way through, just resetting with different talent, but always consistently Joe. It was, what an era that was.
Montana, to me, and Young remind me a lot of Jeter and A-Rod, where the crowd, the people Young was the one who came in, obviously Hall of Famer, threw 6 touchdowns, but they never liked Young the way they liked Montana.
Right.
A-Rod did help win World Series, and A-Rod
Never
has
quite Jeter, though. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they never, that's what I always thought. Like, he was almost like this, the stepbrother came in, liked him because you're part of us.
Sure.
But
and
you never.
you're phenomenal.
But you never got the
undeniably great, but not quite the same.
Yeah, not quite. And it's amazing. It is the Locker Room on a Saturday special show today. Joe's going to join us a little while. Johnny's going to stay for a little while.
Is he going to make it?
Yeah, he had to get some pretzels for somebody.
Okay. For me.
Probably.
Yeah.
You diva.
I'm such a pain in the ass.
We got Jimmy in the studio. It is a great day. It is the day before the storm, maybe, where you're very calm and you're relaxed and you feel good. We're going to come back, get into some more Super Bowl stories. Johnny's going to bring up a couple of other ones I know he has in the back of his pocket. It is the Locker Room on 92.1 Real Radio. Thank you.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Did you know in certain countries, for one in the Netherlands, if you are disabled, they give you a budget to hire prostitutes to have sex with you if you're a disabled person.
Do you have to be a citizen?
You're asking for a friend?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's at Palm Beach, and the big game is this Sunday, February 11th. Doors open at 6 o'clock, drink specials all night long, and food specials, and beautiful cheerleaders. And if your team's not winning on the scoreboard, guess what? You'll be winning on your scoreboard with the beautiful ladies of Palm Beach. It's the big game party at Monroe's at Palm Beach, and the sexiest cheerleaders in the world will be there. It's this Sunday, February 11th. The big game parties at Monroe's of Palm Beach. Hut, hut, pets!
Nothing says I love you like romantic timeless jewelry. Even better when you can save an extra 20%. Right now at Diamonds Direct, all fashion favorite jewelry is 20% off. That's earrings, bracelets, pendants, bands, colored gemstone jewelry. Get 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices. Special financing too. Get her something she can enjoy and appreciate for years to come. A fashion favorite from Diamonds Direct. Boca Raton and Aventura. Shop in store or online at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, savvy, staying ahead of the market at every turn, finding ways to do more with less, and taking advantage of every opportunity that comes their way. That's why Comcast Business is introducing the Small Business Bonus. For a limited time, you can get up to a $1,000 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle when you switch to Comcast Business, the company with the largest, fastest, reliable network. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call or go online to learn about the $1,000 bonus today.
Give your business a head start in 2024. Get started with internet and security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add one unlimited mobile line. Call or go online to switch today. Ends 2/21/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 100 megabits per second internet and security edge. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Tutto Fresco. It's one-stop shopping for all things with romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with her jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. US 1 and PSL Boulevard. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older, or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert, and I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-311-4114. That's 800-311-4114.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The Hurricanes are back on the hardwood today as they look to pull off the upset against North Carolina. The Florida Gators aim to get a rebound win after their winning streak came to an end their last time on the court. They'll be battling Auburn. And the Chiefs running back room could be short Jerick McKinnon for the Super Bowl tomorrow after he was ruled questionable due to a groin injury. DraftKings has the Chiefs as 2-point underdogs to the 49ers. I'm JD Haffron.
Owning a Mercedes-Benz EV isn't just extraordinary, it's extra easy. With full remote access to your vehicle from your phone via the Mercedes Me Connect app, the vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more. MBUSA.com/EQ.
Hi, it's Jimmy from the Penthouse. And when Greek and I want to stay ahead of the game, we put on the iHeart Radio app.
That's right. Breaking news on pop culture, sports, entertainment. You get it all once you download the iHeart Radio app. And the best part, it's free, baby.
Don't live in the past. Get the latest music, news, and opinions in real time, just like Real Radio, with the iHeart Radio app, free in your app store.
We stay connected by listening to the iHeart Radio app, and you can get it today. Peace.
It's the Penthouse on Real Radio.
What do you think, Greek? Is if Janice decides to go to Italy for that trip, just paying for airfare, is that bad? Is she a jerk for not going to her sister's second wedding?
Yeah, I think being a widow is where I would draw the line, where I would go, because I would feel bad. If she was divorced, I'd be like, look, you don't have a good track record. You're probably get married again.
It was probably your fault anyway.
Is that how you feel about me?
No, who's talking about you?
Is that a shot?
Second, yeah.
Is that a shot at Franny?
This is her second wedding. This is her second wedding.
I'm not talking about you. What are you? What's the whole show going to be about you?
Oh, I'm sorry I made it about me. My bad.
How dare you,
That's what
Franny?
you do, yes. My apologies.
The Penthouse. Weekdays 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk from the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Locker Room.
Fredo, you're my older brother, and I love you.
But don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again.
Now back to the locker room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yeah, I love that drop for the Godfather. It is the locker room on a Saturday. Thanks for listening to Real Radio 921. All-Star cast today. Got a lot going on. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
Special guest who's done about 17 or 18 Super Bowls with me over the years and always been there on the bad ones on that Monday, which are always hard. Johnny C's here.
Ming, huh?
And, of course, Joseph's in the house. After his Browns won so many awards, they got him like Beyonce has Grammys, but they're home this weekend.
Very comfortably at home and polishing silverware, or hardware, so I'm good with it.
Joe, what's up, dude? Yeah.
Joseph, what's going on, boys?
I love this.
Yeah, the Browns, they're going to be in the Super Bowl one year. They are. We won't be around.
We're going to knock on wood on that one. We'll see.
We talked to Johnny C about the Super Bowl a little. We'll get your thoughts, and you guys can get involved, 877-927-6969. Joe, in a recap of what you think, what do you see happen tomorrow with this game? Not totally in depth, but what are your first couple thoughts?
So, and I was listening to you guys a little bit, and Johnny C nailed Kyle Shanahan, 49ers, usually starting strong, but like struggling in the playoffs, right? They've been playing catch up 2 games in a row.
They have not played well.
Haven't put their best foot forward. And, the most intriguing thing about this team for me is that all year, and ever since he got hurt in the Philly game last year, all year, everybody's like, is Purdy going to be able to answer the bell when he has to? Mm-hmm. But he's the only reason they beat Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit was up. San Fran's coming back. There were multiple instances in that fourth quarter where he put the team on his back and made plays with his feet.
Yeah, he had 2 good runs.
Great runs. Mm-hmm. Big plays, right? So you look at the matchup. San Francisco's got the better offense. All right, the main difference is obviously reading Mahomes. That's what everybody's leaning KC for.
Mm-hmm.
But the San Francisco defense hasn't been as strong as they've been. Okay, they got some injuries on the line. They don't have the depth that the line usually has.
They can't stop the run.
They can't.
No.
And it makes no sense to me because you look at Fred Warner, best middle linebacker in football, right? You got Bosa, Eric Armstead, what's his name, Hargrave that they got from Philadelphia. They traded for Chase Young and Randy Gregory. Like, they're still loaded. Why aren't they stopping the run?
Mm-hmm.
And is Kansas City's running game enough to basically slow down those DNs on the offensive tackles of Kansas City? Because if there's a weakness on that offense, it's the offensive tackles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
now the guard's out for KC.
Yeah, Thuney, which is a big deal.
Thing. Yeah, he's
but
won 3 rings.
At least the guard is surrounded by 2 players. Like, if you're down to tackle, that's a lot worse because those guys are on islands,
Wasn't
right?
a big deal against the Ravens. Didn't even miss them.
Right? And this is probably, like, when Thuney's healthy, it's probably the best interior in football. Because Creed Humphrey's a great center. Trey Smith, the right guard, is really, really good. Like, it's a really good interior, right? So Thuney's a loss, but like he said, man, they handled the best defense in football, right?
Didn't even miss them.
So, there's a million and one ways that it can go, but, you got to go with Reed and Mahomes, and you got to go with the guys that have been there and the guys that have answered that bell every time. It's a tough game.
Do you double Kelsey everywhere?
Let me ask you a question real quick. You mentioned Fred Warner.
Yeah.
Does this feel like the big suck in or what? His tackle and assist number is 8.5.
Oh, yeah.
That's like, I feel like taking candy from a baby, right?
Yeah,
we take over 8.5 Warner tackles and assists.
He's on every play.
Every play.
Yes.
Every play. Yeah, Johnny C had one of the greatest calls years ago. He had a 40-1 for the MVP, which was unbelievable.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he called it all week, $5 million. And then he had one in the NBA with the Warriors.
Right. Yeah. It was Andre Iguodala.
That was the first Cleveland year, right? The first year that they beat Cleveland in the finals, Iguodala.
80-1. It was all about Iggy being able to handle LeBron. I mean, that was the basis of
and he scored, too.
That MVP.
No, he did. He had a huge series.
He was just part of that death squad, though. I mean, and it worked out.
Those
are 80-1. Yeah.
2 huge MVP calls. Yeah. Jimmy, do we have somebody on hold?
Yeah, we got our buddy Jorge checking in with us. Hey, Jorge, what's going on, pal?
Happy Super Bowl Eve to you guys. Good to hear Johnny C there.
Hey, Jorge, nice to be heard, buddy.
Yeah. Now, who are you rooting for, Johnny?
Cowboys?
I mean, in the Super Bowl tomorrow, who's your favorite?
So I all week long, I'm in my weekly, my daily, I get to talk to a lot of people, and I liked the Chiefs. I've talked to so many people. I'm telling you, if I heard 3 times this week, Niners.
Yeah.
and you've listened to this radio station long enough, brother. I'm so contrarian that I'm on the Niners now, but I'll be rooting for the Chiefs because I just can't root for the Niners.
Yeah, well, oh yeah, either can Cam Newton. I guess you hear he's talking smack about Purdy.
Well, Cam Newton has been talking smack about a lot of quarterbacks
For
lately.
years, since he's been out.
Really?
Yeah.
Surprising.
Oh, yeah.
Game manager, this and that.
Yeah, tell Cam to jump on the fumble next time. Love him, but man, come on.
Come on, man. A little effort.
Yeah, a little effort, and get a new hat. What's up, Hooray?
Not too much, Greek. You've been to Vegas probably several times, huh?
Yeah, maybe too many.
Yeah, they built Encore because of Greek. Used to just have Win. Now they have the Encore.
Yeah.
It was just Mandalay before Greek started going there. They added the Bay. Do you know that, Joe? I don't know if you knew that or not.
I think I read that before, yeah.
Yes, what is the question?
No, I was just wondering if you ever been to any of the strip clubs or anything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just like asking me if I got Armani on. Of course. They have auditions all week. Girls are flying in from all over the country because they want to get on the reserve squad to try to make some money.
Got strippers from like North Dakota in Vegas.
Yeah. They travel well. And the amount of money that a lot of music industry and people that are throwing out there, 50, 100,000. Like, people walk in with just stacks of cash. And they're just throwing them at him. And it's crazy. Like, you might just sit there and get hit with one. You know what I mean? The Sports Illustrated party the other night was at XS at the Wynn. And tables were going for $200,000.
Oh.
For tables. $200,000. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
So, yeah.
And they got it.
Yeah. I mean, it's bizarre. I mean, I told you my casino host called me a couple weeks ago, John. I don't know if you heard this, and he wanted me to go to game. He goes, 5 days, we'll fly out, we'll put you in the game. He didn't say where. He said downstairs. He goes, 30,000. Oh. So I said to him, I text him back, can you make it 27.5? And he answered. He goes, I'll ask.
That's awesome. What was the response, by the way? I can't do it.
No, he said, I'll ask. I was like, dude, I'm not giving you 27.5. I'll bet the game before I do that. Yeah, Vegas is crazy. No matter the Super Bowl, I've been in Vegas when the Super Bowl wasn't there, and it was a lot of fun. Sure. It's crazy, but I don't think there's anything that's matching it like this week.
Right. Yeah, I bet people spend a lot of money on sex and all that out there, too, you know?
Yeah, they're doing Boca.
Well, like Greek said, though, just on any Super Bowl,
it's crazy.
Vegas is jumping.
Yeah.
Right? Now, with all of the pomp and circumstance there, they'll give us a figure. Yeah. But the revenue that's going to be dumped into Vegas from the Super Bowl, I can't wrap my head around what that number is going to be because that is going to be a big number.
Oh, they're estimating 1.1 billion, but who knows?
1.1 billion. That's just being dumped into the city. We're not equating gambling.
Economy. No, not gambling. Just into the economy.
Yeah. I mean, that's why everybody wants Super Bowls.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I mean, they said they're estimating $23 billion is going to be bet on the game.
Man, that's low.
Yeah, that's legal.
That's low.
Legal, not illegal. Forget it. Illegal, it's about 8 times more.
Yeah, not to mention all the money that's going to be paid for, the sex and all that, you know.
You're really.
What are you? What's going on today, Jorge? Do we need to send something over, man?
Be focused on.
You're really horning in on that.
Yeah.
You want to pay for some sex?
Just jump on the internet, man.
We're going to Boca tonight, 8:05. I get you 2 girls for $3,500.
Oh, I'd get you 2 for cheaper than that, dude.
Oh, Johnny got a better deal.
Get what you pay for.
That was
true.
That's true. I was told a long time ago that a good piece of ass is only an arm's length away.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Go Pats.
Who told you that? Belichick?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we love you. Stay out of trouble. I know you're rooting against Mahomes. No doubt. I know you hate him.
Who do you got, Jorge?
Sure. Yeah.
He hates Mahomes. Any truth that you're going to be at his wife's swimsuit calendar signing?
She had a swimsuit calendar?
She's in Sports Illustrated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oof.
Face-wise.
You must be talking about Brittany Mahomes.
I haven't heard that one. That's good. I like that. Jorge, good for downtown bang.
That was good.
All right.
Game recognized game. That was good, Jorge.
Yeah, I owe you a beer, buddy.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what. Speaking of dykes, My buddy in Massachusetts told me he has more he has more dikes on his street than in Holland.
All right.
What's he, an electrician?
All right, we love you.
gonna save that
Enjoy
one.
the game. Call me Monday.
I didn't even know that was on the census question. I didn't know.
It's aggressive.
Yeah, he's Super Bowl. He's
Well,
jacked up.
He's jacked up.
Electrician, wire cutter Stikes.
I don't know when they added that to the census question.
We got a good buddy, Greg Rice, checking in with the show. Hey, Greg, what's going on, little buddy?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Great.
What's up, Greg?
Yeah, Joe.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, what do you call 53 guys watching the Super Bowl?
Well, I would probably say the Cleveland Browns, Greg. Is that where you're going?
Oh, God.
How about that?
Perfect. One more now.
Yeah. I think this is a serious call. Maybe. Tony's checking in with us. Hey, Tony, what's going on, pal?
What's up, buddy?
What's up, locker room? Thank you for that, Greg Rice. That was awesome.
Way to
And
pop
real-
that balloon,
real
Joe.
quick, I have to say, it's refreshing to hear Johnny C's voice again. I miss hearing you around, brother.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I got to tell you, for me, sitting in with Greek is always awesome, Jimothy, but I'm just stoked that Joe made it in before I left because, I listen every Saturday. I'm like, I want to make some sports radio with that guy. He's awesome. It's a treat for me, too.
I tune in Monday through Friday trying to learn something. It wasn't until today I actually learned something, so thank you for being there.
Oh, my pleasure.
Was that a slam?
I think you just took a shot at us.
I think that was a shot from downtown Bank.
You going through a tunnel here, Tony? We're losing you. We're losing this phone call. What's going on?
You were like the girl I met last night. She goes, I was going to charge you $2,000, but 25's good.
Make it 4.
Gee, man, I just wanted to comment on something. I didn't get a chance to call in the other day.
Yeah.
But you were, I think you were talking to Rob, with the sports betting, and
yeah,
you guys were referring to prop parlays. How you're seeing that's becoming more of a thing with the younger generation.
Yes.
And I didn't start the sports betting until at least a couple months ago, and I'm a prime example of the prop parlays. It's just so new to me, and you see it, it's so enticing. But I'll be honest with you, with the couple $100 I've invested, I mean my turnaround has been at least tenfold.
That's fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, when I talk about sports betting, I try to give you advice, try to help people on, especially if you're new. And prop bets are very exciting for everybody. I hear more about prop bets throughout the whole week, and my friends call me, than I do about the game.
Yeah.
And people love it. They love the odds. That's why I like roulette. I mean, because when you're betting, if you're not betting a lot of money, you want money, obviously. And if you're betting $100, $50, $25, you're just going to win. That's what you're going to win. But you put a prop bet in, 4 or 5 teamer for $100, and all of a sudden, you can get $1,450, $1,700. Yep. And that's what attracts people. I get it.
If you want to do it, here's a little 2-team same-game parlay for you that I like. It's Fred Warner over the 8.5 tackles and assists, and Bosa over 1.5 solo tackles. He can get to 2.
Yeah.
I like that same-game parlay. It's a 2-teamer. It's not giving you your super odds, but hey, go get it.
Yeah, they're out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's something I'll have to definitely look into. I got a couple of same games. I got a 3 and a 4 leg parlay, but we'll wait and see. I got money on Mahomes. I got the Chiefs at 7.5. So we'll see.
Oh, you got him in the teaser?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it looks like that's a guaranteed winner, but you don't know.
Oh, don't use that word.
That word, Aaron.
You're breaking your own rule.
Oh.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. But again, as long as you're having fun, and if you started small, and you know what? You got up there, so God bless you.
Already playing with house money, man. That's awesome.
Yep.
Couple dollars here, couple dollars there, turns it into a couple extra zeros.
That's right. Cash
A
out.
little pizza money,
Yeah, leave.
Well, I appreciate you guys. You all have yourself a good day. And Johnny C, like I said, man, it's good to hear your voice again.
I appreciate it, dude. Good luck on Sunday.
You too, brother.
And Johnny's been in, I think, 3 or 4 times this season. Stopped in with us.
Couple, yeah.
Always
we pass like ships in the night between shows, and every now and then you're like, Joe's gone. You want to sit in? I'm like,
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, always
little
good to have
desperation in your voice, but sure.
You've heard it before.
Just last week.
You've heard that desperation in my voice. So, seeing you brings back a lot of good memories of Super Bowls. And I said before, like sometimes the Mondays that I win, are not as enjoyable.
Yeah, it sucks. I can't bitch.
I can't bitch.
I'm not the victim.
Yeah, like, oh my God, this sucks.
I'd rather lose big than win small.
Yep.
One of my greatest lines.
But then I feel. At least I feel something.
Johnny and I must have spent, I don't know, think about 17 years. We used to do Gulfstream. And there used to be a sausage guy.
Oh, the sausage dude.
Oh, my God. And we used to, I would put money in my sock so we would have enough for the sausage. Right?
Yeah.
Well, because
The rest was,
odds are pretty good that it
gone.
might not be there. But the sausage money is down in the Ferragamos.
Got that crisp 20.
How about the horrific day the sausage guy was gone?
Oh, that was so
That
depressing.
was a sad day.
Oh, it was.
It took you months to recover.
I was upset.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We walked around like maybe he just moved.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, he was gone. I was bad. I was like, oh my God, it's like finding out about Santa Claus. I said, the sausage guy's gone? And everybody we asked, well, tell the story real quick about the jockeys. We were walking through Gulfstream because I know you love that one.
Oh, geez. Which one, though?
With the shoes?
Oh, the Ferragamos? No, I think one of my favorite jockey stories, though, was no, we go with the Ferragamo one. I guess that's probably the one, right? So we're you've been to Gulfstream, Jimothy, right? You see the little
I've been
paddock
there.
area.
Yep.
Joe, you've been down there.
Yeah.
For those that haven't, you can kind of see how. So we're down there and inspecting, and Greek always likes to bet on a gray horse for some reason. Even though I don't think you've ever hit a gray horse since we've been there.
Oh, I love the Grays too. You kidding me? They're awesome.
He starts inspecting all the shoes and stuff. Right? And I'm like, what are we doing now? Because he's not going to be wearing any of that while he's on the horse, by the way. He's like, yeah, so we're going to bet on that one right there because you see what shoes he's got going on over there. I was like, so this is really scientific.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I think we lost.
No, but I
think.
We might have.
I think we lost.
You might, Rabbit.
How
You
about we
might.
had this grand scheme to put together these
Oh, yeah.
this like package bets where we had like almost every horse
And lost.
Kentucky Derby.
We won and lost money.
19 horses.
Yeah.
In the race. Had 18 of them lost.
No, I was really feeling good about it. I'm like, we pulled like
There's no way you lose.
we
That's a
cheated
talent.
the system.
That's a talent.
Yeah,
Greek
yeah.
had the system. We cheated the
We
system.
won the race.
We won the race,
But we lost money.
and lost money.
And what I love was Johnny's dry humor because he would be like, that didn't work out too good.
How do we pick first, second, and third place and lose money?
And then the run between the breaks were always great because we would run between breaks to go put bets in. And I was superstitious. I never wanted to use the little gazebo, and Johnny used to. And I would run.
Because Joe, it's right there.
Yeah, it's right
next
there.
to us. You don't miss the segment if you use the one right there.
And I would run into the track. I run all the way in, and I have to see this one woman.
I love that, though. It's like you weren't undefeated, so it wasn't like it worked every time.
It's just in my mind.
No. Not close.
Well, when he first started, we did a couple, and there was that one Saturday I hit 3 in a row, remember?
Yeah. Oh, God.
And
That
he was just like, what just happened?
Dude, it was the first race. He comes back. He's like, this guy hit that. He shows me. He's like, $50 on like an 80 to 1. I'm like, what?
What did you do?
I'm like, why would you put $50 on an 80 to 1? What are you doing?
Just wanted
you
to
won?
taste.
Yeah.
It was 3,400.
Yeah. Just like that. Just like that.
And then the third race, I did it again, and it hit. So I come back, and he's like, well, who you betting?
Yeah. Can I get some?
Yeah. Then I bet like the next 2 races, and I lose. And I'm like, well, this is great. This is the stupidest thing ever.
3 long shots in a row came in.
It was great.
I remember that. I remember that.
It was like,
But you got to be on them.
oh, yeah.
You got to be on them.
Oh,
Greg.
yeah.
We'll be on them.
Oh, yeah, I always have. That's my one thing at the track. I'll bet the 4 long shots. I said them. You've been with me many times too when they came in. And there's been tons of times when they didn't.
Well, it's way better when they do. Way better. Because otherwise you're like, what's wrong with Greek? Well, he's betting all the long shots and none of them are hitting. That's what's wrong.
Yeah. Then Mike Nyman comes in. He's like, what are you doing?
All right, we're going to come back. We're going to ask Johnny C to do a couple of things. We're going to talk about the game with Joe and Jimmy. But I got about 4 text messages in the last 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And they want the story for the half-price mattress.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, because you know it. I don't. Well, I wasn't there. I can't tell the story.
Oh, my.
The same thing with you always tell the story better, too, when you took Wave off the air. You always tell that story better. I mean, I can tell it, but it's not. I don't have the
Well, that was
the
fun,
cadence like you do.
Because when you get to sit back and watch a slow disaster happening, and you're like, well, if that happened, then that's got to, oh, no. Oh, wow. So it's fun when you can observe. I didn't catch up to that story. I watched it just kind of come together.
Yeah.
All the way down to you going, I'll be right back. We're live on the air. I'll be right back. I was like, oh, no.
All right, so we're going to come back with these 2 good stories that only Johnny can tell. It is the locker room, the day before the big game. Real Radio 92.1. Thanks for listening. Jamal Lewis going to call us today, 205. Teddy Covers, who's hot as a firecracker.
Ooh, Teddy.
And Alex from ETA Jets, private jet company that I might know, who was supposed to call. And he has a very interesting story about one time when I got a ride and I told him my passenger was named Peter. And when he got there, it wasn't a Peter.
It was a Mary.
He goes, that's Peter.
That's Peter?
It is the locker room. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Peace.
Think we're just in your car? Think again. Anytime, anywhere. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Real Radio wants you to score some red zone revenue.
You asked for it, you got it. You like that?
We're hooking you up with $1,000 up to 13 times every weekday. It's playoff season. Bet on every game, make some crazy parlays, buy some playoff tickets, pay off some of that debt. Once you win the money, we don't care what you do with it.
Here comes the money. Here we go.
Listen for the keyword and enter it at realradio921.com. Score $1,000 in red zone revenue. Good luck from Real Radio.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Dive into hibernation mode with a huge deal on deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Shop now and save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and receive a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get free and fast delivery to your door. Restrictions apply.
This is Scott Smith with Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. Help is just a local phone call away.
Girl Scout cookie time is the best time. Behind every box of cookies lies a world of endless possibilities. When you purchase Thin Mints, Samoas, or whatever your favorite is, you support your local Girl Scout troops as they work towards unboxing a more equitable, barrier-breaking, out-of-this-world future. Indulge in your favorite cookie treat and support the next generation of female entrepreneurs. Cookies are on sale only until February 29th. Find cookies near you at gssef.org.
Injured in a car accident in Palm Beach County or the Treasure Coast? With offices located in Palm Beach Gardens, Port St. Lucie, and Boca Raton, Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather Florida Injury Lawyers is here for you. Call us to schedule your free case evaluation. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Tutto Fresco. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on a jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. US 1 and PSL Boulevard. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
2024 Jupiter Seafood Festival is back February 17th and 18th, featuring Ripe and Donovan Frankenreiter. Jupiter Seafood Festival Saturday, February 17th and Sunday, February 18th at Carlin Park in Jupiter. Come join us for great seafood and vendors. Fun for the whole family. Kids 12 and under are free with a free kids zone. Headliner Ripe on Saturday and headlining Sunday, Donovan Frankenreiter at the Jupiter Seafood Festival at Carlin Park, February 17th and 18th. VIP tickets are available on Eventbrite.com.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Valentine's Day is here. This year, give the ultimate gift. Name a star after your sweetheart. This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For 45 years, we've named millions of stars for celebrities, dignitaries, and individuals worldwide. For $59 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, you can give the most memorable gift. The star you name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Visit starregistry.com or call 800-282-3333. Valentine's Day is here. This year, give the ultimate gift. Name a star after your sweetheart. This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For 45 years, we've named millions of stars for celebrities, dignitaries, and individuals worldwide. For $59 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, you can give the most memorable gift. The star you name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Visit starregistry.com or call 800-282-3333.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon & Partners Weather Center, have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Dive into hibernation mode with a huge deal on deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Shop now and save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and receive a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get free and fast delivery to your door. Restrictions apply.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. It's the Penthouse on Real Radio.
Because I think foreplay can be sexy talk, getting yourself excited about that. There is that kind of. There's verbal and there's physical.
Like, what do you like for breakfast?
Or,
pancakes.
100, 200, 300.
There you go. You know that foreplay very well.
People love that foreplay. I did have somebody come up to me a couple weeks ago, and she said, I heard you like to pay for sex. I said, wow, who started that rumor?
What kind of nonsense is that? What are you charging?
I'm appalled. What do I say about this? Yeah, so 20 minutes foreplay and 5 to 6 minutes for it to be effective on both ends.
On both ends, huh? Just gets weirder.
Hold on, I gotta write that down.
The Penthouse. Weekdays 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk from the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. listening to The Locker Room. Now back to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the locker room on a Saturday, the day before the big game, baby. Can you feel the hype? The juice is out there. The locker room is live, and we always appreciate you listening. 92.1 Real Radio. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Joe is here.
What's going on, boys?
We have Teddy Covers calling us at 12:35. Jamal Lewis calling us at 2:05, who played in the big game and won with the Ravens. And also, we're supposed to have Alex from ETA Jets to maybe explain a little private jets about it. And we have a special guest, a guy who I worked next to for about 18 or 19 years, give or take. Johnny C., how are you?
I'm good, buddy. Real good.
And always good to see you. Making a Super Bowl special. So before we went, I got a couple more text messages. Working with me is definitely unique in some ways.
Oh, that's well
said. Johnny's going to tell a story. Johnny's going to tell a story about time we were on location.
So for those that have been out and about and seen G's gotten way better over the years. The early days, like the show would end, he would just be gone. Nowadays, you may stick around and kiss some babies, shake some hands a little bit, maybe a little bit. But during the breaks, like it's quick in and out.
Yeah.
It's pretty predictable, though. Joe, people are predictable and consistent, right? And predictably consistent.
Yes.
So we're at Half Price Mattress. And we're outside in the parking lot in a tent, and we're doing like a cruise giveaway or something.
It was a big one.
It a cruise? It was a big giveaway.
Yeah.
But you had to be there. So it's building. The parking lot's building up. We got folks growing. We're just coming back from a break, and I'm doing my little setup, my little read. Hey, we're out here at Half Price Mattress, Haverhill and Okeechobee. We got this big giveaway. Come out and join us. And I hear in the middle of my spiel, "Hey, how you doing?" Which is not Greek's norm. No. Normally, if somebody walks up to our table or our tent, we're on the air. He's snapping, kicking to the prom. Whoever are, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get away from the stars.
Can't you see the start? Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
yes. That's the norm, the predictably consistent part. I'm in the middle of my spiel. Hey, how you doing? So I look up because I'm reading my little script, right? Make sure I hit all the points for the sponsors and everybody.
Yeah.
G's now stepped around the table, got his headphones off. I didn't even have to look. I know she's a dime,
You
right?
know it's a beautiful
I know
young
she's
lady.
a dime piece. Yeah. This is no nickel. This ain't a dude. Unless maybe they own a jet company.
That's
Right?
possible.
Right. In my mind, I know what I'm looking up to see. And of course, as I rise my eyes up, it's this brunette, exactly what I pictured. Geez, grinning ear to ear. We're trying to make radio. Oh, yeah, sure. So you're just going to fill this out right here. There you go. What's your phone number? It's Greek. Yes, Greek. That's me. Yes. So, so we're giving away this cruise. And I'm like, making radio over here. No, didn't matter. It don't matter what we were doing.
You gotta
in that
let the
moment.
man work.
So I love working with him.
was-
Except me for me.
Oh yeah, And I just filled the next 5 minutes. Because she's got his full undivided attention at this point, and that's the way that was going to work.
I said, hey, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Good luck. Thank you. Good luck. I hope you win. Hope you win a cruise. You got anybody to go with you?
Oh yeah. Oh, and I remember when you sat back down. I'm like, yeah, everything
If you
good?
don't, here's
You
my
good?
business
You're like,
card.
yeah, I'm good. Yeah. So what was her name?
Well, we don't remember that.
I just know that she has one.
That's
I think-
not significant.
All right, so tell the famous wave story that has been around for a long time ago. Total accident.
Total accident. Yeah. Oh yeah. So we're in West Palm Beach. This station was hubbed in Port St. Lucie for many, many years. It was the birth of Real Radio. Treasure Coast built it, became Palm Beach juggernaut. So we're in our Port St. Lucie studios, which is Wave 92.7. We had an oldie station, a top 40 or like adult contemporary. Right next to the Real Radio studio was Wave 92.7. And still is. That studio's still in place.
No.
Oh, no?
Not
They're
up
not
there
there anymore?
Oh,
Building's
that
gone.
building is sold, gone.
Holy crap,
We have the
yeah.
new one in Tradition. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I learn something new every day. All right. So it's not there anymore. But it was right next door. Well, Greek always bailed during the breaks, right? And often would go find a room to, especially on a Saturday, college football, go put in a bet, right? So he chose in this particular break to go into the Wave studio. Well, the Wave studio is the monitors in the studio are up. You could hear the station playing. And on the board, there's a big sign that says, "The board is live. Do not touch." They lay it on the board so that nobody comes in and messes with anything. You mess with the pots, now the commercials are off. Things aren't going to. It's automated. Don't mess with this.
Yes.
So they put a sign on so nobody will mess with it. Board is live. Do not touch. Greek goes in this particular room. He could have gone. We're the only ones in the building, Joe. We're the only ones in the building. Could have gone anywhere. Could have stayed outside of the studio. Could have just done it with us.
God, I have a sound effect ready.
Oh, good. He decides, I can't hear anything in here. So instead of leaving that studio, he just grabs that piece of paper off the board, throws it aside, and pulls all the pots down until I make the noise stop. This, nope, this. The noise stopped. Perfect. Hey, password Hollywood. What do you want? Let me get 10 dimes on Michigan. Right?
Yeah.
Password Hollywood. All right. He comes back in smiling. I got my bed in. We start the segment back up. The hotline rings. I got the phone right in front of me. It's positioned as the host. We'll call me the host. I see the hotline ringing. Not typical. Timothy answers it. I see this look of concern. He then hangs up the phone, writes a little note to me. I'll be right back. Huh. Well, that's peculiar. There's definitely a problem somewhere. Here comes Jimmy back with this look on his face like, oh, what the hell?
And part of the only other part of the setup maybe is to know that like Johnny and I don't know what happened.
No
Right.
idea.
We
no
don't
idea.
know.
Right.
Yeah.
Jimmy finally comes back in, and it took him a few minutes. It wasn't like he was just gone. It was a few minutes. He comes back, but he's got this look on his face like, that is
so strange.
Weird. Yeah. Right? So we go to break. What was with the hotline? Well, it was Heath West. Wave 92.7's like PDM, like he is Wave 92.7.
Yeah.
And, well, somebody went into Wave and pulled all the pots down. Right? The response is, who would do that? Well, I know who would do that. I know who would do that. Jimmy goes in, comes back, gets back on the phone with Heath. He's like, yeah. The sign was off the board. All the pots were pulled down. Like, I got it back where you need to be. I don't. Yeah. Who would do that?
And that was my whole thing. Was like, I'm trying to think to myself, there was nobody else in the building. It's just the three of us.
I don't know how this happens.
And Heath, I don't know if I can do it enough. Who would do something like that? And I'm about as close as I can get to what he was saying.
Because it's just complete
disbelief. I'm like, I don't know, Heath. Nobody else is here but the three of us. So I hung up and was like, okay, I'll keep an eye, make sure nobody else is roaming around, the studios or anything. And then when we went to break, I said, guys, I know this is silly, but do you have any idea who might have gone in and pulled the pots down on Wave? And Creek's got a smile on his face. He goes,
response, his
were
exact
they
response.
mad?
Were they mad?
and then to talk about a light bulb moment, I have never had a light bulb.
Oh, I know who would do that. I know
in my
now.
head more than that ever in my life. Ding.
Just the sole driving factor. All that matters is I have to be able to hear so I can put this bet in. The sign is so irrelevant. It just doesn't matter.
And I can picture it on the other side.
Oh man.
Password Hollywood. What? Hollywood. What? Hold on.
I can't. I can't hear.
There's that off.
Hollywood.
So good. How you are still
Now here's
in radio is beyond.
Here's the question: was it Michigan?
I think it might have been. I won. I do win. See, I think it was bad. It was bad. But I think the worst one was when I was in the city and I went to the synagogue at like 38th and 9th, and I bet. And I knocked on the door of the synagogue. This guy comes out, obviously. He's like, can I help you, son? I'm like, not happy with the Catholics.
Yeah. And Notre Dame.
Yeah. So I said, can I come in and talk to somebody? This is like 5-4. UCLA's playing USC.
Yeah. You're going to enter the transfer portal, are you?
And I got to get in there. And I say to him right away, I go, you got a men's room before we sit down? He's like, yeah, go walk down the lake left. As soon as I walk in, I start looking for phones. I'm like sweating. I got to get this UCLA bet in. Finally open up a door, and there's an office, and there's a phone. I'm like, yes! And I put in the bet real quick, and I get the bet in. He comes out. He sits down. I said, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to stay with the Catholics.
No problem.
They made a sweeter offer.
Hebrews were kind of. I was getting pulled. I was getting pulled in, but I'm sticking with you guys.
Threw a little sweetener in there, you know. So.
I was going to leave the Catholics. I was a free agent, but I remember getting out. And Leo was with me, and he goes, "Did you get the bet in?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yep." Wow.
Ooh,
he goes, "That was that."
That's a loser.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
It's a good thing we got that in.
Guaranteed.
There were some different stories, Joseph. We were there. We made it happen. I mean, that's what it's about.
Rest in peace, Leo.
Oh, the best. And that passion that you had, the passion. Because I was going to send him in, but he would have ruined it because he talks too much. He would have, first thing he would have walked in, he would have said, "You guys ever shave?"
Is that watch real?
Oh, yeah. What are you doing? 877-927-6969. It is a special edition of the Locker Room talking about the big game. Got a lot of different things that we can look into. Which defense do you think is better, though? Both of you guys, who do you think has the advantage? Does anybody have the advantage, do you think, on controlling those offenses?
It's tough. I would probably lean towards Kansas City because I think they have a defensive coaching advantage. I think Spags is fantastic, and he's been there. This is Steve Wilkes' first year in San Francisco. They got a bunch of new pieces on that defense, and Huffnagel, that really good safety they lost, that's really hurt that defense. That's hurt the running game a lot because he's a box guy. He makes a lot of plays. So I would lean towards Kansas City. Kansas City doesn't have the Nick Bosa and the Fred Warner and stuff like that, but they got a really strong secondary. I think Justin Reed is a super underrated safety.
They got Chris Jones.
Chris Jones, amazing. You're right. I forgot about him. I'm thinking Karlaftis. I'm thinking Drew Tranquill and Nick Bolton and stuff like that. But Chris Jones is a top 5 defensive player in the NFL.
He's a
phenomenal,
game record.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I lean towards Kansas City.
Johnny,
I'm on the same page really. The Niners. Wilkes is stoked about his future there. They are like a DB camp there right now. But they are a little nicked up right now. So I would lean into the KC side. You can run on both these defenses, but I lean into the other side more scheme than anything. Spags is going to bring it on all the third medium to longs. And that's where you're going to find out if Purdy's got the ability to process quickly on what's happening there. But it's not by a large margin, but I would lean in. How about you?
Oh, I think the Chiefs by far, and this leads me back to the same thing.
You say by far?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I just think
I think it's a tighter margin.
Their defensive front four is huge. They put more pressure, it seems like, to me in the last couple weeks, and I'm going more by the last 2 weeks.
But it's not the front.
Yeah,
they're bringing blitz.
Yeah. When they bring that, and that's why I think Mahomes could tear them apart.
But they're bringing blitz.
Yeah. From a front though, San Francisco 4 men across are
ridiculous.
as good as anybody.
Yeah,
they're really, really good.
But they haven't put on a lot of pressure the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Watch Chase Young go buck in this game.
Yeah, he hasn't. But he might.
Watch him go buck in
the
this
thing
game.
is, a guy like Chase Young is an effort guy, right? That's one of the negatives about him is he'll take plays off and stuff like that. You get so much juice for these Super Bowl games. These guys are going to be playing with their hair on fire. And if Chase Young has a day across from Nick Bosa, that could be a real interesting dynamic for that defense.
Oh, no doubt about it. I think Mahomes would step up. He's too dangerous to me.
And he's too good.
Again,
slippery.
Yeah, there's 3 guys. He's very elusive. 3 guys. I'm going to go with Montana. I'm going to go with Brady, and I'm going to go with Mahomes, that you don't bet against in big games.
Well, so I'll tell you what, as we're breaking this down like this, if we think there's a chance those Niners ends can really cause some havoc in that pocket, Mahomes over rushing yards is going to be a good play in this Super Bowl.
Yeah, 200%.
Well, he'll dance around and wait for things to get open.
And then a shoot.
But he will run. He will take those damn yards. We saw it in the last round.
Yeah.
We've seen it before. He will go.
He did it last year at the end of the Super Bowl. He ran 35 yards.
He'll go.
But think about it. Look at Purdy, too.
Yeah.
Purdy's shown the ability to do his legs. And I guarantee it's not that high for him. What's his over-under? It's got to be under 10, right?
I wouldn't think it's much higher.
No, his over-under is 13.
Is it 13?
Yeah, I do like his completions over 20 and a half. But this brings us back to the main question I had. And Jimmy knows this, working with me the last month, when the Chiefs went to Buffalo, I thought the line was wrong. I thought the Chiefs should have been maybe 1, not getting points. When they went to the Ravens, I was like, no way should they be getting 5, 4.5. And then when this game said, I said, man, the Chiefs are going to be 2. I don't understand with all the advantages, unless it's the biggest sucking in the world, and the Niners not playing well the last 2 weeks, barely squeaking by, because it could have been the Chiefs against the Packers or the Chiefs against Detroit.
Yeah.
And they're still favored by 2, and everybody you talk to loves the Chiefs.
Yeah. And you know what's amazing, too? When you look at the underdog and the lower seeding in the Super Bowl in the last, 15, it slants hard to the dog in the lower seeding.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah, all the time.
Yep.
So that's when you look at it like that.
And I know that really doesn't mean much because this is a different game. But if you're going numbers-wise.
It's a piece to the puzzle, though.
Yeah.
The head referee, the Chiefs are 7-1 with him.
Ooh, here's a great prop. Under 10.5 accepted bets. This guy, the head official, is
accepted bets or accepted penalties.
I'm sorry, accepted.
That's
bets.
what I said. Is this hard, Rob?
Yeah, Gene's like, I've already accepted 20.
This could be way
accepted
over
penalties.
10 bets.
Yeah, 10.5 accepted penalties.
Okay.
This crew averages, I think I read 7, and in this playoff run, they've really said. Gene Steratore was on with Pat McAfee the other day, and he said that they're really emphasizing they're trying to catch whales, not minnows.
Yeah.
Don't call it's you're so impulsively, like, if you're looking for something and waiting on it, you'll throw it, and then after a second where you get a second to breathe, you're like, it's not enough. I probably shouldn't have called it.
Yeah.
They're trying to catch the whales, not the minnows. They don't want to
That's
be involved.
smart.
They did the same thing in the national championship game.
Yeah.
They didn't call a damn thing.
No.
Yeah,
And you
let 'em
saw
play.
both sides getting a little wild. They're like, yeah, but we didn't call that on you then.
Yeah.
I think they stay out of the way. Under 10.5 accepted penalties feels like a really good prop.
It is a good prop. And I feel like that's how last year's Super Bowl went until they went ticky-tack on the very last drive.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
And,
that's
when
that
it'll
was
tighten
the
up,
outcry.
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
right?
Because I think the eyes are so on everything at those last couple plays that everybody's watching it and saying, man, I can't miss it. He did hold them.
Yeah.
But He
yeah.
held them.
Yeah.
It wasn't that it was a call that wasn't there. It wasn't phantom like years ago with the Saints and the Rams.
Oh, God.
That was the worst call ever where the guy got mugged.
Well, that was the no call.
Yeah,
right there. That was,
But
yeah,
I mean, he
God.
held them. You saw it.
Yeah.
And then they called it. But I think, like I said, they're talking about this guy and the ref. And people look for any angle, what it would be. And we always talk about angles. You know what? They're only angles if the team wins. If not, you forget about it. But if it wins, you go, remember? We said that?
We talked about that.
But officiating crews are pretty consistent.
Yeah.
They're pretty consistent. This is a big moment for them, too, but
Sure.
they don't want to be the story.
No.
At all. They want to be
Especially-
observers.
Yeah.
Especially after this year.
Yeah. There were, I'll tell you, all in all, I think officiating was pretty good this year. There were pockets of.
But the chatter was. That it was bad. The chatter.
But I think all in all, I think it was pretty good this year.
And I think that chatter is there, and it's so loud because of the emphasis on gambling now. Now everybody's in it.
That's
now.
it,
there,
That's
the
why you're
betting.
hearing the
Yep.
complaining.
That's right. 'cause
It's
they're losing
because
money.
you go back a few years, nobody's betting like that. Nobody's paying as much attention. Now every little thing that costs you $1 is like, oh, this is rigged, and that's rigged.
Oh, yeah. You never heard it before as much as the script. It's a Vegas rig.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the biggest game this year, I think, where the ref made a mistake was, and it was against Dallas, who has the highest odds, Detroit, when the guy registered to come in the game.
Yep.
And that was the hugest game. So, of course, that Saturday night had like 35 million people.
Everybody saw.
Yeah. And so, I mean, of course, anything with the Cowboys is so much bigger.
And the offsides with Tooney.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tony.
yeah.
Or
Yeah,
Tony.
yeah.
Ironically, we were talking about that game that where Buffalo ends up winning that game. If they lost it, they might not have played the Chiefs.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't have made the playoffs.
They wouldn't have made the playoffs.
That
yeah.
started like the 6-game run, right?
sure did.
Or was it the game after they started that run? Something like
And
that.
what doesn't get any love was they went 7-1 with their new offensive coordinator, and
Yeah.
they were like one of the best rushing teams in football too. They ran the ball under their new coordinator. That's what changed their
Yeah.
offense.
Yep.
It is the locker room. We're going to come back. Teddy covers with a Super Bowl edition and so much more on this Saturday, day before the big game. Can you feel it? Because I can. Peace.
Rover's Morning Glory.
So you have no money and 8 kids.
When we got into the relationship, he had 4 and I had 3, and then 2 years ago we had a baby together.
Now let me
So
ask
there's
you.
8
Let me ask you this: how do you get in a situation like that? Like after you have a couple of kids and you have no money, don't you go tie my tubes, something, super glue my vagina shut, do whatever you have to do?
Rover's Morning Glory.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on Real Radio 92.1 for the Palm Beaches and 101.7 for the Treasure Coast.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, and the big game is this Sunday, February 11th. Doors open at 6 o'clock, drink specials all night long, and food specials, and beautiful cheerleaders. And if your team's not winning on the scoreboard, guess what? You'll be winning on your scoreboard with the beautiful ladies of Palm Beach. It's the big game party at Monroe's and Palm Beach, and the sexiest cheerleaders in the world will be there. It's this Sunday, February 11th. The big game parties at Monroe's of Palm Beach. Hut, hut, pets!
Have you been injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident? If so, Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida injury lawyers, will help and fight for you. Our purpose is legal power. Our mission is huge results. If you've been injured in an accident, the lawyers at Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
2024 Jupiter Seafood Festival is back February 17th and 18th, featuring Ripe and Donovan Frankenreiter. Jupiter Seafood Festival Saturday, February 17th and Sunday, February 18th at Carlin Park in Jupiter. Come join us for great seafood and vendors. Fun for the whole family. Kids 12 and under are free with a free kids zone. Headliner Ripe on Saturday and headlining Sunday, Donovan Frankenreiter at the Jupiter Seafood Festival at Carlin Park, February 17th and 18th. VIP tickets are available on Eventbrite.com.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, savvy, staying ahead of the market at every turn, finding ways to do more with less, and taking advantage of every opportunity that comes their way. That's why Comcast Business is introducing the Small Business Bonus. For a limited time, you can get up to a $1,000 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle when you switch to Comcast Business, the company with the largest, fastest, reliable network. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call or go online to learn about the $1,000 bonus today.
Give your business a head start in 2024. Get started with internet and security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add one unlimited mobile line. Call or go online to switch today. Ends 2/21/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 100 megabits per second internet and security edge. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free. explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-311-4114. That's 800-311-4114.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles.
Together, you say goodbye, and I say hello.
Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search the Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
It's the Penthouse on Real Radio.
Yes, I am wearing my Beaver Patrol shirt that Sarah B. sent over.
Should I go get my beaver hat?
You should.
All
We
right,
should
I'll be
be
right
on the
back.
Beaver team together.
No, nice. Wow.
Like if we're on Real TV, you can see it right here. There we go. Beaver Patrol.
Let me see Jimmy's hat.
Oh yeah, and now
Beaver.
Jimmy's
All right.
up. Now he's
I'm
rocking
back.
his.
I have my beaver hat on.
Yeah.
So the beaver hat is blue with the white, and the T-shirt is black and the white.
They had all different options.
Oh, did they?
Yes, yeah. So I'm guessing Sarah didn't think that you would wear a Beaver Patrol shirt.
I would have.
Well, she asked. We asked you.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah, and I said no. I don't want her to spend any money.
No,
I really didn't want her. But I could always use a beaver patrol or a shirt.
Yes.
I think it's a great icebreaker.
Uh-huh.
I had a girl last night said, "Greek, if I would let you take me out, where would you take me?"
All right, what'd you tell her?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh,
Nice.
Is that how old she was?
Oh, wow. Somebody walked into that one.
The Penthouse. Weekdays 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk from the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. It's the Penthouse on Real Radio.
It's opposite day. Remember that. So anything that you want to do today, it's opposite of what you want to do. So if you're giving somebody a compliment,
Yes. It's also Florida Day. This is when Florida became the 27th state in
wow.
the union. Yes.
Well, I've done a lot for this state, so.
wow. It's always about you. That and Greasa.
The Penthouse. Weekdays 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk from the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Locker Room.
When I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Now back to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the locker room on the biggest Saturday of the year, some people will say, because they're getting ready for the big game. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And Joe is here.
What's going on, boys?
And this guy knows more about big games than probably Joe Montana. He never lets us down. He is always a consistent winner with great information. And a guy I look to always for the big games from WagerTalk.com, Teddy Covers is in the locker room.
Well,
I think it was.
I guess not.
I think we lost him.
Sure, he's going to call back.
He'll call right back. Teddy Covers joining us from WagerTalk.com.
How about now, Teddy? We got you?
Yeah.
All right.
Teddy, what's up?
What up, Teddy?
Teddy? I hear him.
Phone issues this year.
Some phone issues, technical stuff. Maybe he'll call us right back. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. Teddy is on hold. We're just having a little problem getting him on for whatever reason. We got to get him on this week. It's the big game.
You want to talk about the most important Saturday that we have him on all year long, and this is it.
This is March Madness. Maybe you want to try to call him. Maybe pick up the phone and talk to him. Say, hey, you want us to call you? We'll do anything. We got to get this guy out. It's Teddy Covers. And see what he has to say about the big game tomorrow and a little lean on prop bets. I know his prop report is out there if you go to wagertalk.com. Hopefully he'll get back to us. Joe, any field goal kicker you think might have an advantage?
Harrison Butker, I think, is one of the best kickers in football. And Moody for San Francisco, he's a younger guy. He's had some struggles. He's a solid kicker, but he's missed some big kicks this year. So I would lean towards Butker. And that kid's got a big leg, man. Like his range is as soon as he gets to the 45 and in. Yeah.
Teddy, are you there? Teddy, keep losing you. Are you getting him on your side?
I hear him on the handset now when we go on air, and it's we're having trouble.
All right.
And we had phone calls earlier. I mean, nothing's changed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, maybe.
You want to try calling me?
Oh, yeah. Teddy, you there?
Can you hear us, Teddy?
He just goes in and out. Teddy? Jay Young, maybe you can call him.
Somebody changed something on the board on me on the break? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, let me come get his number.
It is the locker room. We are live trying to get Teddy Covers on with us. With us for years and years and years, but it is a big day. So obviously we need Teddy Covers, no doubt about it, to get him on here. I'll just tell you his number over here. I'm kidding.
Yeah. 732.
Oh, God. Big game. Like I said, if you got an opinion on it, 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. You guys can get involved with us. Give us your opinion about the big game. Maybe you got a tradition. Joe, do you have any tradition that you I like to do every week for the Super Bowl? Anything?
No, not really. Not really. We're just laying low. I'm going to have my folks over. We're going to cook a bunch of good food and just have, easy day of it. Just relax, watch the game, all that stuff.
And were you shocked by all the Browns that they got all the awards? Not Lamar, with the Ravens, obviously, but I'm saying the other stuff.
So, not individually with any of them, but I was surprised that, they almost had a clean sweep. All four that they had guys up for, they won. Flacco with comeback player of the year. Kevin Stefanski is second coach of the year in 4 years.
Yeah.
Remarkable. And then obviously Jim Schwartz was a huge addition this offseason. Defense was great. Historical, really. And I think that's why Myles Garrett, so he got defensive player of the year over guys like Micah Parsons and TJ Watt. And both Parsons and Watt had better numbers than Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the fact that Garrett, number one, was on a historically good defense, but number two, the defense was so good, he played 125 less snaps than those guys.
Wow.
So you think about the numbers that he could have produced with an extra.
That's a big point.
That's 3 extra games right there of snaps right there.
Yeah,
so
it's a huge point.
I think that's why Myles Garrett got it with a little bit, lesser of a statistical resume, but.
And Lamar unanimously gets MVP.
Deserved. He was excellent. He was excellent all year. And it's such a shame that I think it was more of a coaching blunder than anything else with the Ravens' struggles in that AFC Championship game. But we got Teddy. We good?
I think we do. Teddy, you're on the show. How you doing, bud?
Hey, great to be here, guys. How are you today?
Great to hear your voice, Teddy.
We're doing good, Teddy. I know you're got to be one of the biggest weeks ever out there because the Super Bowl for the first time ever is in Vegas. How crazy is it? And have you got down to the Strip?
So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm gassed today. This has been a week, and I mean, there's always a lot of people that come to town for Super Bowl in Las Vegas. This year, everybody, everyone I've ever met is coming to town for Super Bowl in Las Vegas. You're running around Radio Row and you're running around town. And yeah, it's been a week. They're calling it, they say it might be the biggest weekend ever in the history of Las Vegas. And there's been some pretty big weekends.
Yeah.
You think about all the New Year's Eve,
Formula One.
New Year's Eve, all kinds of stuff. But, the town is absolutely packed, and the atmosphere's off the hook. It's through the roof. It's, all the beautiful people are here, Greek.
Why am I not? Well, you know what? We'll do what we do best, and we got a couple props we want to ask you about, but let's. You got enough in you to give us a couple picks?
You know I do.
Of course.
What else am I going to do? It's how we work. And let's start in the NBA.
All right.
For today. Don't worry, we'll get to the big game. I'll give you guys a prop. You guys have as much as you want for the big game. I'm not holding. There's some games you're like, all right, I got to hype, I got to sell some play. This isn't one of them. I'll give you everything I got. It is what it is for Super Bowl. You end up giving it out on air over and over again. But I am going to start in the NBA. The NBA's been running really good lately, and we'll see if we can keep it rolling tonight with a surprising road favorite.
Uh-oh.
I'm laying 4.5 points on the road with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Really? Wow. Who's playing for them? Kim
That point
Kardashian?
stands out. It stands out like a sore thumb, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That spread. What the heck is Memphis doing laying 4.5, 5? So there's two factors here, two huge factors. First, Memphis is still trying to win games Charlotte is.
Yeah.
All right. Charlotte is legitimately, they're tanking. They don't care about any victories this year. Steve Clifford, on my list of bad NBA head coaches, he's near the bottom. Clifford, he doesn't care. The Hornets have now lost, 10 in a row, all by more than 5 points. All by 6 points or more. So they're not even, when it's a close game with 3 minutes left, Charlotte doesn't win. Memphis is trying for victory, all right? Taylor Jenkins has that team playing hard every single night. Now, they're not good enough to beat most teams, but one lucky factor in their favor today is that Charlotte, both teams made a bunch of deals at the deadline.
Yeah.
Memphis retained the core of their squad. Charlotte didn't. Charlotte's going to have as many as 5 new guys in uniform tonight. They haven't had practices. They're on the second of back-to-backs. They played in Milwaukee last night. They're getting clobbered at home with no home court edge at all for Charlotte. I think the price is very reasonable. I think Memphis wins this by double digits. -4.5 with the Grizzlies over the Hornets in the NBA.
All right. Where are we going next?
Let's talk about Kentucky Gonzaga. That's going to be a fun game tonight.
Nice. I wanted to ask you about this game.
Yeah. So my opinion of Gonzaga this year is this is the worst Gonzaga team that I've seen in a decade at least, maybe more. Gonzaga's no good. All right. I shouldn't say they're no good. They're not near the level where they've been.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is not a national championship contending team this year. The home court isn't as strong. Now, they're certainly tough as nails on the highway, and that is my concern here. We know that Gonzaga's been a good road dog.
Mm-hmm.
But Kentucky's the better of these two teams right now. This is going to be an up-tempo game. The money's pouring in on the over, and I wouldn't talk anyone out of playing the over in this contest, except for that you already missed the best of the number.
What is the over? Is that
170s now?
Wow.
Yeah. This is going to be an up-tempo game. The Zags are going to run, and the Wildcats are going to run. But when it comes to if this game is tight late, I trust Kentucky a lot more than I trust Gonzaga on both ends of the floor. And which team can get a stop? Zags can't get stops. Wildcats can. So I think the price is reasonable. -4.5 here. Gonzaga's got a lot of reputation. But this year, team isn't quite so good. Give me the Wildcats, -4.5.
All right. And then where are we finishing it up?
Where should we go? We do a prop? Let's do a prop.
All right.
How about shortest touchdown? Did I talk about this last week? I don't
No.
know what I talked about last week. Shortest touchdown of the game. Under 1.5 yards. It's juiced. You got to lay -140, -150. Doesn't matter. You lay it. This is one of those props that cashes again and again and again. Shortest TD of the game. Last year, 1 yard. The year before, 1 yard. The year before, 1 yard. The year before, 1 yard. Oops, there was a 2-yarder was the shortest TD the year before that. But then 3 more. Under 1.5. So it's cashed each of the last 4, 7 of the last 8 years. All right? There's a little bit of juice attached to it, but this is one of these classic sharp square divide props. The Joes, make no mistake about it, your plus price props, we were trying to bet a little to win a lot. Those tend to be the sucker bets. And I have no hesitation. That's what the general public wants to do. They want to bet a little and win a lot.
Of course.
The smart guys I know are looking at the other side of the equation. They're like, I'm comfortable laying a price where I've got the odds in my favor. Shortest TD of the game. Again, what does it take? It takes a goal line stop, a pass interference call. There's all kinds of options where you see the ball where it's near the goal line but not in yet.
Yeah.
I think we see one here. And I think we get the shortest touchdown of the game under 1.5 yards, which means a 1-yard TD at some point in this contest. Juice worth laying. Shortest TD of the game under 1.5 yards.
Teddy Coverage just gave you the 3 picks. Jimmy will put it up on our social media. One of the games I already liked, but it's off and missed it. And UConn just trouncing Georgetown, and I think they're going to blow out. I got a couple of college games I want to ask you about. See what you think. back and forth. Kansas and Baylor today. A little lean toward Baylor with the points, and I think they could stay close with them. I know Kansas is tough at home. Your thoughts?
So Baylor has kind of underachieved a little bit compared to how good I thought they were going to be.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been the elite national championship contending team that I guess many thought that they would be coming in to the season. Now, look, it's not like you're getting a cheap price with Kansas necessarily, -6.5.
Yeah.
But Baylor's underachieved enough to I've tapped the brakes on that team. I look at their talent and say, wow, they can do anything. I look at their results and go, yeah, not so much. So I guess it's Jayhawks or pass for me.
Okay.
It's not a game I'm going to bet.
Another one that I'm looking at, my TCU against Iowa State. Iowa State is home, but TCU getting 7.5. Can they stay within that?
That number looked high, didn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I was like, somebody hurt?
Yeah, that was a head scratcher of a number. And sometimes I see that in college basketball, and I decide to leave the game alone. And this is one of those scenarios. And the money poured in on Iowa State, the sharp money at the opener.
Yeah.
It opened 6 pretty much across the board here in Vegas, and it was 8. You blink an eye. So there was somebody knows something about this game that I don't know, and that's real. It's not like with 363 college basketball games, I got the inside scoop on every team every day. I don't.
No.
But there was some strong information that pushed the Iowa State number up last night, and it's not info I'm looking to step in front of. So while I've liked TCU, TCU's been good to us on this show, today's a day that I'm not necessarily going to get involved with.
Colorado home tonight, playing Arizona. Arizona only laying 2 or 1.5. What is your thoughts on that game?
Well, Arizona's coming off that triple overtime, insane win and cover by the hook. If you had Utah, of course my buddy had Utah tonight. And he's like, "Oh, I'll be fine as long as they don't blow up the second overtime." Huh? Oh, okay, I'll be fine as long as they don't blow up in the third overtime. And of course, plus 5.5, they lose by 6 in triple OT. Those are just the ones you're like, "Oh my God." That said, I think there might be a little gas today, don't you?
Yeah. That's what I was asking. I thought the line was a little low. I know Colorado's got a good team this year, but 1.5, it looks like candy, but it's not.
Yeah, well, the money's coming for the bus.
Yeah.
If you like Colorado, I get there now. The 2s are starting to pop up. Here's the problem, though, and I didn't play Colorado in this game because Arizona is the better of these 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're potentially significantly the better of these 2 teams. So I understand it's a Colorado spot or an anti-Arizona spot, but a lot of times, especially in college hoops, if the talent level isn't the spot is important, but the talent level is just as important. And Arizona's not a team I'm looking to step in front of.
All right, a couple more. Houston today, again, same scenario as last Saturday, on the road. Last week they got smacked by Kansas. Then they come back against Cincinnati, and they're laying 5.5. I think that's a lot to lay on the road for them.
They're better than Cincinnati, though.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Better than Cincinnati. Since the Bearcats programs have not the conference switching has not necessarily helped them a whole lot. I've got that's for me since it's a one-way team. I'm looking to fade them.
Okay.
So they're not. It's not a game where I want to talk.
All right, and then a couple in Duke, BC today. Duke beats Notre Dame the other night bad. They're home again. Did they rock and roll against BC?
I was tempted by BC plus the points.
Yeah.
BC's a tough little feisty team.
Scrappy.
They're not that talented, but they're scrappy. They're really scrappy. And it just felt like the game where they were going to hang around. I lean BC. Didn't pull the trigger, but that's the way I would look at that one.
All right, Teddy, always good talking to you. I got a couple more. One last down here as an email. Miami to Canes today against North Carolina. Always the tough game. Canes home and in their backyard, but Carolina, still Carolina. What are you thinking?
That's a hard game for me. I mean, Miami's coming off that, as bad an offensive game as you can have.
Yeah.
So you would expect a bounce back. But North Carolina's coming off a bad game, too, and that team's a juggernaut, man. I'm really impressed with the Tar Heels. So I guess I'm in no rush to step in front of North Carolina.
Yeah, because they lost the other night to Clemson. And the Knicks tonight playing, but injuries. I mean, the other night they got smacked by Dallas. What are your thoughts on that game?
Knicks are in trouble. I mean, there's multiple factors in play here.
Okay.
I've got Indiana as a client play tonight for my clients. And it's we got the Pacers coming off a bad game.
Yep.
Where they talked about it afterward. Indiana's been real good at coming back strong off a bad game. And the Knicks, I mean, you want to talk injury issues.
Yeah.
There's a chance Brunson could play tonight. There's a chance. But, Hartenstein's out. Robinson's out. Sims might not play. Who's going to play center tonight?
Yeah.
Anunoby's out. And, okay, they're going to get Burks and Bogdanovic today, which will give them something. But Brunson's the key to that team. Brunson's banged up. Indiana's coming to play. It's Pacers or pass for me.
All right. And, Teddy, will you get down to the Super Bowl? I mean, will you go down there tomorrow? Are you going to hang out or no? Are you staying away?
I don't know. I got some tailgate. I mean, I don't have tickets.
Okay.
I've got some tailgates I was invited to, but I'm not convinced I'm going to go. The hassle and stress of just getting there.
Yeah.
And again, I could walk there from my house. Allegiance maybe 5 miles up the road. But
Jimmy's got something for you too.
I'm not convinced I'm going to do it though.
I got a question for you, Teddy, on a prop bet. I was looking at Patrick Mahomes over 25.5 yards. I'm thinking that maybe Nick Bosa gets enough pressure on him, and he's got to scramble around a lot. They double Kelsey, though, so he doesn't have that quick dunk, and he runs enough times to get over that 25.5. What do you think?
So there are some corollary bets that I'm interested in. That one in particular is not one that really stood out to me.
Okay.
I wouldn't talk you out of it. But it's not anything where you're looking at a line that's legitimately mispriced. That number's where it should be. There is a bet you can make, total rushing yards in the game, San Francisco versus Kansas City.
Okay.
San Fran's minus 20 or minus 20.5 for total yards for the game. And I do think KC is live as an underdog there, plus 20.5 yards for the game. And part of that thought process is that Mahomes has the ability to scramble out of the pocket. So that's the bet that I attacked for the rushing game for Kansas City, one of the bets. Total rushing yards plus 20.5 for the Chiefs against the Niners.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Teddy, always great talking to you. I think you need a little nap. I could hear it in your voice, but you're still a star. We appreciate you rising to the occasion. Jimmy will give you one more. Marquette St. John's. I like Marquette tonight.
Yeah, the Johnnies didn't do us a whole lot of favors in the second half last week.
No.
I wouldn't talk you out of it. It's not a game I was close to betting.
All right. Let everybody know how they can get your information as soon as you wake up from your nap and what they can do to keep winning some games.
Bobby Flay's new restaurant opened last night.
Oh, nice. Was he there?
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome.
Awesome.
It was, yeah. I've known him for 20-something years, so I get to name drop every once in a while, and I get invited to his stuff. So that's always cool.
Nice guy.
But yes, I was out late last night, but it is what it is, So look, you get the whole, obviously the whole Super Bowl package. I got a big play in NBA tonight that we didn't talk about. Just visit the website wagertalk.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Teddy_covers.
Teddy, you're the best. Have a great Super Bowl weekend. Is there any truth that Taylor Swift is parking her private jet in your backyard?
Again?
I heard she was looking for a spot. The problem is the backyard is just not quite big enough.
All right. All right. TMZ called me. I just wanted to clear it up. I said, I'll ask him. I don't know if he's going to tell me, but I'll ask him. You're the best, bro. Have a good time.
Hey, have a great day.
You too.
Thanks, Teddy.
It is Teddy Covers from WagerTalk.com. Jimmy will put up his picks. He does like Memphis tonight, laying 4.5. They're never laying points. but he does like them. He gave us a prop that he also will mention. And in college basketball, who did he give us in college basketball, Jimmy?
Kentucky minus 4.5. And he was also looking at possibly over 170 on that. And then, of course, the NFL prop bet that he had was the shortest touchdown will be under 1.5 yards. I don't remember what the number was to go with that. Was it?
It was juicy. It was like 130, 140.
130, 140? Okay.
Yeah, but again, Teddy covers. This is the man who knows what he's doing. He's been on CBS. He's been with us for 20 years. He does his homework, like Rob Vino, like Drew Martin. I don't put people on the radio who don't do their homework and spend hours in front of this stuff, and they give you great information. It is the Greek. It is Jimmy. It is Joe. We're supposed to have Jamal Lewis calling us 205. He was in the Super Bowl in 2001 with the Ravens over the Giants. We also have Alex calling us for an ETA Jets. We're going to talk about the private jets. Why is it so big all of a sudden? And does he know Taylor Swift? We'll be back. Peace.
When the smart speaker you gave your parents eventually becomes yours, tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Real Radio wants you to score some red zone revenue.
You asked for it, you got it. Woo!
You like that? We're hooking you up with $1,000 up to 13 times every weekday. It's playoff season. Bet on every game, make some crazy parlays, buy some playoff tickets, pay off some of that debt. Once you win the money, we don't care what you do with it.
Here comes the money. Here we go.
Listen for the keyword and enter it at realradio921.com. Score $1,000 in red zone revenue. Good luck from Real Radio.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, and the big game is this Sunday, February 11th. Doors open at 6 o'clock, drink specials all night long, and food specials, and beautiful cheerleaders. And if your team's not winning on the scoreboard, guess what? You'll be winning on your scoreboard with the beautiful ladies of Palm Beach. It's the big game party at Monroe's and Palm Beach, and the sexiest cheerleaders in the world will be there. It's this Sunday, February 11th. The big game parties at Monroe's of Palm Beach. Hut, hut, pets!
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older, or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Tutto Fresco. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. US 1 and PSL Boulevard. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Injured in an accident? Call Smith Ball Baez and Prather for your free case evaluation. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. HELP is just a local phone call away.
Show your love this Valentine's with exquisite fashion jewelry from Diamonds Direct and save an extra 20%. Now through Valentine's, all fashion favorites at Diamonds Direct are on sale. All earrings, all bracelets, all necklaces, stackable bands, colored gemstone jewelry, and more. Lots of romantic and timeless gifts for under $500. Special financing available too. Don't miss this. An extra 20% savings on all fashion jewelry favorites at Diamonds Direct in Boca Raton and Aventura. Shop in store or online at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, savvy, staying ahead of the market at every turn, finding ways to do more with less, and taking advantage of every opportunity that comes their way. That's why Comcast Business is introducing the Small Business Bonus. For a limited time, you can get up to a $1,000 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle when you switch to Comcast Business, the company with the largest, fastest, reliable network. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call or go online to learn about the $1,000 bonus today.
Give your business a head start in 2024. Get started with internet and security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add one unlimited mobile line. Call or go online to switch today. Ends 2/21/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 100 megabits per second internet and security edge. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-311-4114. That's 800-311-4114.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
This year, Dell Technologies wants to help you do amazing things with their best tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Save now at Dell.com/deals.
From the Gordon & Partners Weather Center, have you been injured in a motor vehicle accident? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. It's the Penthouse on Real Radio.
If it works for you, I got a couple of my friends with situations with their wives, and I'm surprised, but they're happy. And it works. Yep. So there it is.
She's banging the tennis pro, and he's banging the what? Who? The maid?
I don't promote that. I
didn't say you promoted it. Why we go every time?
I'm not promoting you. I'm not promoting you. What do you about? Opposite day.
That's that.
Tennis pros do get a lot of ass. That I could say.
Well, not surprised.
It is the Penthouse. We'll be back with some more ass.
The Penthouse. Weekdays 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk from the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. Listening to The Locker Room.
This is where the magic happens.
Now back to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Locker Room on a Saturday, the day before 58, baby. 58, the big game. We are here with you in The Locker Room on a Saturday. Had Teddy Covers calling us before, giving us a couple different picks. Jimmy put those up on our social media. Joe's in the house.
What's going on, boys?
And, of course, We had Johnny C stop by today. Great to hear Johnny with us for a long, long time. Took some time to talk a little Super Bowl with us and some good stories. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good afternoon.
And I think we have one of our guests ready.
We do. We have Alex on the line. Alex, welcome to the locker room. How you doing today, pal?
All is well. How are you guys?
We're doing good, Al. How are you, my friend? Thanks for taking some time to talk to us about ETA private jets and why is this business just blown up when it seems that was so crazy to even think about a private jet, but it seems like it's coming a little mainstream, especially during this week.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So currently there's about 1,500 private jet charters that are touching down in the Vegas areas this weekend for Super Bowl. Absolute craziness. There's very limited availability right now to touch down in Vegas. They're flying people into California, Arizona, Utah, you name it, but all the stars are out for this weekend, celebrities, and, private jet travel is the easiest way to make sure everything goes smooth out there for a big weekend.
So the big weekends, I know you guys are always busy, and you have a lot of different things going on, Kentucky Derby, Super Bowl, but this one seems like it's just taken to another level. Is it true that Taylor Swift called you and wanted to know if you could help her out?
She did, in fact, touch base with ETA. We pulled some strings, and it looks like we'll be flying her in from Tokyo just in time for the big game to make that coin toss.
Nice. That's big.
Did you have to borrow G's plane, or were you able to get a different plane for her?
We were able to pull a couple of strings. G's flown with us a couple times, Bahamas, back and forth, and one of the times he showed up with this beautiful busty brunette, but passport said Kevin. I didn't really ask anything.
Well, you didn't take G's face off the tail, did you? And put Taylor's face on there? I mean, you can't do that, right?
Yeah, you were very nice that day. You're like, that's Kevin? I'm like, thanks, buddy. Alex, a great guy. ETA Jets, great company if you want to fly private. But we really have seen a boom, and I'm talking with people that obviously, do very well. But it seems like it's become a little bit more affordable. Explain to the audience right away, like how people can even split planes up, because something that was years ago, people didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, so a lot of companies offer a per-seat flight plan. They're able to, purchase seats on different aircraft for different trips. It all just depends on the routing, the days, and being able to line the stars. But essentially, people are taking into account the privacy factor. And
convenience?
Convenience, exactly.
Now, I also know that you have a little interest in the game. What is your opinion on the game? And I do know that you have, you're a guy every once in a while likes to throw down. What is your thoughts on the game?
Well, between me and you, Greek, I do have Taylor Swift for MVP of the Super Bowl. It is a long shot.
Yes.
I'm hoping it pays off. I have a couple rules when it comes to sports gambling, and it's usually don't bet against Alabama, don't bet against Tom Brady, and I think I got to add Patrick Mahomes to this list.
Yeah.
I do think it'll be an incredible Super Bowl. I do see the Chiefs pulling it out, but I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be pretty high scoring. I like the over, and I like the Chiefs.
All right, Al, let me ask you real quick for the audience. If they want to book something, how quick can it be done? Like, does it have to be done weeks in advance, day in advance? I know your website says a couple hours, but what is the protocol?
We typically can get clients up in anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, depending on the trip and depending on the day. So we pride ourselves on being able to work really fast. We have access to over 6,000 aircraft, 40,000 airports worldwide. So our network is pretty big, and we definitely pride ourselves on the convenience factor and, making everything happen last minute for our clients. I always tell my guys I can do anything except get you Chick-fil-A on Sundays. So
that's impressive. That's impressive. I still think you could do it. I still think you could put those Sundays.
Chick-fil-A don't play, bro.
Yeah.
Pretty soon in New York, though.
Yeah, you never know.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Saturday. Maybe we get it Saturday, preheat it, and then go on. What is the craziest request? We're talking to Alex from ETA Private Jets. Highly recommended if you want to get a private jet. What is one of the craziest requests you had from somebody who jumped on a plane and wanted to go someplace?
I've had a couple requests for some, masseuses on board, and some pretty crazy stuff. A lot of the guys are pretty easy to deal with, but we do get some pretty strange requests sometimes.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
A masseuse on board. I didn't even think about that. I thought maybe some.
Why am I not surprised, actually?
A nice quick flight.
Yeah. How about caviar? Do you have a lot of people who want caviar?
I've had a couple caviar requests, some seafood. I'll be honest with you, I always try and steer the guys away from seafood on the plane. It just doesn't leave a good scent for
the next people.
But,
and what is the liquor? What about liquor? What are top requests?
Most. So basically, we try and stay away from red wine just because of the
staining possibilities,
stuff like that. Yeah, that's just somebody spills some red wine on some carpet, it could be $3,500, $5,000, depending on what's going on. Hate to have to go back to a client and ask for that. But a lot of guys, standard liquor comes on board with every flight. So if they have some special requests, tequila and stuff like that, we make it happen, no problem.
I don't believe this is true. I know you like cigars. That's where you and I sort of connected in a way a couple of years ago. Are cigars allowed on the plane?
There are certain aircraft that do allow smoking. Cigars are a little tough because of the thick smoke.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll allow cigarettes, but I mean, listen, if you hand those pilots enough cash, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want on these things.
Which is awesome. Again, Alex from ETA Jets giving us a call for this big weekend. I never heard so much about private jets than this week. Obviously, it was reported, and they talked about New York Post and everywhere else. CNN said, hey, there's no parking. So if somebody does want to park in Arizona, Utah, what's that take, coming back? What is that, a couple-hour drive, 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah, so the last few flights that I've booked for the Super Bowl have all been into Arizona. We're finding about an hour and a half drive, typically, depending on traffic, is the closest location where it's pretty easy and accessible to fly in and out of. They are charging overnight fees anywhere from $750 to up to $15,000 a day.
Wow.
These private airports and even the big commercial airports can pretty much do whatever they want when it comes to these event fees. So, unfortunately, it's just trying to find the ones with the cheapest fees, the most access, and let our clients go from there.
Now, being in Vegas, Alex, we're talking to Alex from ETA Jets. Most people want to leave after the game, or do you think they'll say, hey, man, I want one more night of Vegas, going out, partying, everything, and then come back Monday?
It's a mixture. I think most people typically want to spend the night in Vegas and try and leave the following day. But Monday will be one of the biggest travel days of the year, especially in Vegas, because it's just absolute craziness out there.
All right, Al, I appreciate your time, brother, for an ETA Jets. Hopefully you're new to iHeart with us, and we get on board and do some things with you guys. But you guys are great, took care of me. I have no complaints, and I highly recommend ETA Jets if you want to get on a private jet and go someplace, especially this weekend with, obviously, the Super Bowl. You guys, I know your phone is blowing up off the wall.
Nonstop.
Yeah, well, again, stay busy, my friend. Have a cigar on me, and thank you for your time.
I appreciate you having me on, boss. Looking forward to the next one.
All right, peace. That was Alex from ETA Jets, giving you a little background of the Jets. Again, I have not heard so much about private jets than this week. It's crazy where they talk about the airports. And
there's just nowhere to leave. That's crazy.
Yeah, Arizona or Utah.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine that.
I wasn't sure about that, like what they would do if they would actually fly into Vegas, drop off their passengers, and then go somewhere else, right? But apparently that's not how they do it. They go to other smaller airports
and drive in.
And drive them in. Yeah, boy, that's got to be a pain in the neck. I mean, you fly all that way, and you still got a 2, 3, 4 hour drive.
Yeah, can't you just drop me off?
Yeah,
there's no room. there's no room.
No, but just like leave them. They're passengers, and then take the jet and go somewhere else. Then go to the other airport. And apparently that's not. It's probably not feasible fuel wise. Then you've got to create another leg and everything. So I guess that's why they would do it that way. But
yeah, my buddy was talking to me about it the other day, and he was saying that a lot of people would just drop and run. Man, they said they don't have any room for that anymore. Yeah. And obviously, as the game gets closer and closer, you're going to have to things flying in. You got so many megastars. Everybody in the world's there. It's Vegas. It's a Super Bowl. The planning, what goes on to it. And they only have so much room. And your background, that's it. There's no more room.
That and it's probably just the volume of flights coming in.
Sure.
And I think that's what they don't have room for, right? When you say that there's no room, it's just, you can only have so many aircraft, land and take back off in a given time frame. So I'm guessing it's probably more along those lines.
And you heard Teddy, who's been out in Vegas 30 years, if they're calling for the biggest weekend ever. That's amazing. He said, compared to all your New Year's Eves and everything.
But you're not surprised by that, are you? I'm not surprised by that even a little bit. I would highly expect that.
Yeah, I think the hype got bigger and bigger for Vegas. I think I don't think people realized who wanted to go out there. It's like, hey, I got to get out there quicker, or get rooms and stuff like that.
Beautiful new stadium and everything.
Yeah.
The accommodations are awesome.
And the Super Bowl is the biggest sports weekend of the year. It always is, okay? And if you're not going to the big game, the only other event on that weekend is going to Vegas. And you're merging the two into the Mecca.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And it's just I get it, man. It's crazy.
And we've always heard stories, and Greek, you mentioned it a bunch of times. There's some friends of yours, and they'll just go to a Super Bowl city, not go to the game, but go to the city just to experience all the
parties.
Can you imagine? It's Vegas; they've got everything else. So how many of those people were attracted into something like that? I did look into the Sphere too to see if they were going to do it, and they don't have anything listed on their site.
Oh, to watch it.
We were thinking, Joe, that they might have it where you could buy a ticket and watch the game on the inside of the Sphere, and I don't see anything on there.
Yeah.
Maybe they still are going to do it, and they're just not advertising it there or something. I would think that it would be up there if they're going to do it.
But all the
I don't know why they wouldn't.
Yeah, I would think that they would get it and they would definitely click out.
People would go to that, right?
Oh, I would. Yeah, that'd be cool.
You would think, right? Especially the people that aren't intending to go to the game itself, right?
Yeah.
To see it on that kind of a screen, oh boy, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do it. There must be some technicality why they can't.
Or maybe they are. Maybe they're just not advertising it. I would put more money on that than I would that they're not going to.
If they were to play the game like that and sell tickets for it and everything, they would have to cut the NFL in, obviously. Wouldn't they have to work out something with the NFL for that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No?
It's like a bar
and restaurant.
Be like a bar watching, showing it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like when they have it, when they have the games on at the, they visiting, like last week, the Lions. I don't think the NFL gets money for that. They just show we got the games on the big screen or whatever.
Or even if they do, so you pay for the rights for it. It would probably pay for itself,
for sure.
No doubt about it. But nothing, not that I could see or confirm it.
That'd be cool. Definitely would be. Again, going out there and you know what, I think what happens is even if you go out there, like a couple of my friends went out on Wednesday. I got a couple of guys have tickets, but a couple of guys went out and they said, we don't want to go to a game. We just want to go and hang out. But now, the last 24 hours, they're like, the hype's so much, I want to go. You know what I mean? Yeah. And now it's way crazy.
Yeah.
So obviously I recommended them to walk over and you know what, try to get tickets before the game or when the game starts because they're there. A couple of my friends are staying at Bellagio. One guy is staying at Wynn. And earlier we thought, we don't want to go, but you get so hyped up.
Oh, yeah, you get caught up in the moment.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, we want to go. And
maybe you get lucky. Somebody's, kickoff happens and, you can get them at a really discounted price. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, again, there's a possibility for anything. If you got some money and you're doing okay, then you could do it. I had one buddy who had a pair of tickets who sold them when he landed in the airport. Made money and bought another pair.
Good for him.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, he did good. He did really good. A little higher up, he said, but I sold them in the airport.
So he had better seats, and then he sold them for a higher price and was able to get,
he's got seats,
300 level.
Yeah, he's up, but he said he made great money on it. But he said a guy in the airport, it was on the plane.
It's awesome.
Was looking for tickets, and he leaned over, and he just threw out a price, and the guy goes, done.
Sure.
That's
here.
nice.
And he was like, go ahead.
Nice.
And so it was like, whatever. But, again, it happens. The ticket prices are crazy, but they come down.
Yeah.
And there'll be people selling tickets 4 a.m, 5 a.m. You'd be walking into somebody coming out. They're selling Usher apparel this year, so he's going to be in the halftime. So everything's possible with the NFL and with the game.
Now, you mentioned earlier and that obviously they announced that, I'm drawing Alicia Keys, right? Is going to be with Usher. Is it possible that there's still going to be other guests, or did they say this is it?
All I heard is she's going to be a special guest.
She will be one. Okay. So they could still be wagers on other people, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I don't think they're going to do it. I think they would take it off the board. From what I saw,
okay,
she was one of the 5 or 6 people you could bet on. I saw it the other day.
And then, of course, that has to be pulled off. But I did, maybe, Beyonce or whatever, right?
They can leave it up.
Could you still bet on that?
I don't know, Jim.
Okay.
You maybe could do it. I think most places when that happens, they pull the bet off.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but she was one of the 6 that I saw.
Okay.
I saw Ludacris was up there. She was up there. 2 Chains was up there. A couple other people.
I think the ones that are on. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I don't know that kind of genre of music, but obviously one of his biggest songs. The people that are on that song as well. I think they were the odds-on favorite, I would imagine.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine who his daughter's working the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And she sent them all air checks yesterday from Mahomes. Not Mahomes. Who's the guy who's doing a Star Spangled Banner?
Reba McEntire.
No, not the national anthem. Star Spangled Banner. What's the one song? America the Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
I forget his name, the kid. It's right on the top of my tongue. He's got all the tattoos on his face.
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Yeah.
She was there for the thing, and she sent him the video. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she showed him that. She was there. She's donated her time for the weekend, and she's a young girl, and she's working for the weekend.
That's cool.
Now she gets to go to the game. Doesn't have a seat,
Super
but she gets to
cool.
go to the game, which is cool.
It is.
Yeah, because the NFL has a lot of people who just, you get to go to the game.
That's awesome. You can't sit down. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of standing room only. I think I saw like the they're gonna have like 7,500 more people than there's like seating capacity. If you look up the seat, and of course there's gonna be standing. That's what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean there's gonna be a lot more people just hanging out, doing what they got to do. It's not a huge stadium, but it's a beautiful stadium. They'll get like 60 and change. Obviously, it'll be totally sold out.
Yeah.
And the weather's going to be perfect because it's a dome. I mean, that's the one thing good. Now, you think about the weather this week, it was in the 30s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good thing to have a dome there.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's one of the things that makes everybody, happy about it. You don't have to worry about the weather. You're inside. And you're inside all the time in Vegas anyway. I mean, there's no pools, obviously. You're not getting out there. But this isn't the time of year you're thinking. Some people do. And like I said, a couple of my friends were like, man, it's freezing. Even though you see the weather and you know the weather.
Yeah, but for the Super Bowl, it should be protected. It should be not, hindered by the elements.
Oh, I agree. I agree with you.
Aren't they doing Lambeau in the next couple years?
Not that I know of. They've talked about it, but I have not.
Okay. I was going to say, I didn't think the only other one that they did was MetLife, of course. And
they got lucky.
That
they got so lucky.
Yeah, because it was cold all week and snow.
In the 50s or something like that, and they got no snow. But
they've had bad luck down here, though. They have last couple of times. Rain,
sure.
And then 2019, it was freezing.
Yeah, it was cold. It was super cold. Yeah,
for Florida.
Yep,
it was like in the 40s.
It was. Yep.
I remember freezing my ass off that night. I was like, oh, my God, this sucks. It is the locker room on the day before that big game. Everybody's putting their bets in. Remember, right now is the first year ever sports betting's legal in Florida. So celebrate that tonight. Pop a bottle of champagne. You can bet on a game, and it's legal. Making sure you go to your Hard Rock app. Don't miss the action. Get in the action. That's my line. So if you hear it, call me, and we'll split the money. But make sure you get down to Hard Rock or Seminole. Enjoy the game. Have fun. And just, kick back with your friends and just enjoy yourself and have a good time. That's all. Don't go crazy because guess what? Monday comes around a lot quicker than you realize when you lose on Sunday. And all of a sudden it's Monday and you're like, oh, God, I can't believe it. It is the Penthouse. It is the locker room. We're supposed to have Jamal Lewis calling us from the Ravens at 2:05. We'll get into some more stuff with the NBA, talk about them, and we'll talk a little bit about Doc Rivers. Can he fix the Bucks? And the Miami Heat, are they stuck in neutral? We'll be back. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Did you know in certain countries, for one in the Netherlands, if you are disabled, they give you a budget to hire prostitutes to have sex with you if you're a disabled person.
Do you have to be a citizen?
You're asking for a friend?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
What Would Greek Do is brought to you by Monroe's of Palm Beach.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
Hey, everyone, it's Joe Montana.
Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
If you're looking for the yard of your dreams, look no further than Moon Valley Nurseries. America's largest box tree grower is now open in Riviera Beach. Here you'll find a wide assortment of mature trees and hedges to choose from. Work with our dedicated nursery pros to plant your dream yard. Whether you're looking for instant privacy, a relaxing oasis, or a statement piece, Moon Valley Nurseries is here for you from planning to planting. Call 561-295-8852 to schedule a free design consultation or come see us at 3200 Broadway in Riviera Beach.
This is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. Help is just a local phone call away.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, savvy, staying ahead of the market at every turn, finding ways to do more with less, and taking advantage of every opportunity that comes their way. That's why Comcast Business is introducing the Small Business Bonus. For a limited time, you can get up to a $1,000 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle when you switch to Comcast Business, the company with the largest, fastest, reliable network. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call or go online to learn about the $1,000 bonus today.
Give your business a head start in 2024. Get started with internet and security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add one unlimited mobile line. Call or go online to switch today. Ends 2/21/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 100 megabits per second internet and security edge. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Tutto Fresco. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights, including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center, US 1 and PSL Boulevard. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
2024 Jupiter Seafood Festival is back February 17th and 18th, featuring Ripe and Donovan Frankenreiter. Jupiter Seafood Festival Saturday, February 17th and Sunday, February 18th at Carlin Park in Jupiter. Come join us for great seafood and vendors. Fun for the whole family. Kids 12 and under are free with a free kids zone. Headliner Ripe on Saturday and headlining Sunday, Donovan Frankenreiter at the Jupiter Seafood Festival at Carlin Park, February 17th and 18th. VIP tickets are available on Eventbrite.com.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-311-4114. That's 800-311-4114.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
On the ice tonight, the Panthers entertain the Avs. Tomorrow afternoon, the Heat host the Celtics. In men's college basketball today, Miami entertains number 3 North Carolina. Tonight, Florida hosts number 11 Auburn. Super Bowl 58's tomorrow in Vegas. DraftKings line has the Niners as 2-point favorites over the Chiefs. Kansas City edged the Eagles last year to capture the Lombardi Trophy and is going for its 3rd Super Bowl victory in 5 years. I'm Phil Rent.
Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Ends 2/10/24. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Hi, it's Jimmy from the Penthouse, and when Greek and I want to stay ahead of the game, we put on the iHeart Radio app.
That's right. Breaking news on pop culture, sports, entertainment. You get it all once you download the iHeart Radio app. And the best part, it's free, baby.
Don't live in the past. Get the latest music, news, and opinions in real time, just like real radio, with the iHeart Radio app, free in your app store.
We stay connected by listening to the iHeart Radio app, and you can get it today. Peace.
It's the Penthouse on Real Radio.
It's so funny with stars, like certain things happen to them in their life, and then every time somebody brings up their name, they think of it. Like Richard Gere. I don't think he'll ever be able to get rid of the hamster.
Yeah.
I hope he got rid of it.
Yeah, never got. He's still up there. He's still up there.
It's a rumor. I don't know if it's
That
true.
poor guy, I know. I mean, especially if it's not. I mean, even if it is, it's very embarrassing, but especially if it's not, that sticks with you your whole life.
It's crazy.
Gotta suck.
I bet you if you went up to 10 people on the street right now and said Richard Gere, I bet you 8 out of 10 would say that.
First thing come to mind.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you think of when you think of Richard Gere?
See, I don't know if I would, and because we're talking about it now it's like stuck in my head, but I think if somebody randomly popped up and was like, first thing, I'd be like, Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
That'd be my first thought, too, probably, but that would be a close second.
Yeah, either way. I mean, Pretty Woman or a hamster.
I think it was a gerbil.
Gerbil, yeah.
I didn't understand what it was. I just threw it out there.
One's got a tail, one doesn't. So that's the difference.
Well, it's good to know. Wow. Which one has the tail? Because that's the one you want to use, I guess, right?
Well, that tickles.
The Penthouse. Weekdays 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk from the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Locker Room.
Check you out.
Now back to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Back in the locker room on a Saturday. Thanks for always tuning in to Real Radio 921. Jimmy's in the house.
Good afternoon.
Joe's here.
What's going on?
So a guy who is pretty familiar with the Super Bowl trophies and hanging them has 6 in his backyard, and he walks his dog around them all the time. Belichick didn't get the job, and there's all different rumors coming out, different things. What do you think actually happened? Do you think he was actually offered the job? Now, the owner of the Falcons came out and he said, no, he didn't even ask me for full control. What do you think?
So I think the last 4 years have kind of tarnished what Bill Belichick is capable of doing on his own for a football team.
Okay.
You know, and I think Belichick's a great coach. We've talked about it for years on this show. He's on the Mount Rushmore of coaching forever.
Yep.
He's an all-time great. There's no way around it. But in the last 4 years, he's had full control of a team, and they've progressively gotten worse ever since Tom Brady walked out that door.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that is playing more heavily into things than people want to realize. I mean, look, Bill Belichick's got a great resume, but what have you done for me lately? And that's all the NFL's about.
Yeah.
What is happening lately? What are the trends lately? The trends are offense. The trends are excitement. The trends are fan-friendly things. And that's not like the Bill Belichick Patriot way. It's no fun. And it wasn't fun in New England as soon as they stopped winning, and they stopped winning when Tom left. Look, he's the head coach. It's got a lot to do with Bill. But the catalyst for that dynasty was Tom Brady, you know? And I think with the trends being what they are in the NFL and the offensive focus being such a big deal and these young, bright offensive minds that are, you know, cultivating these rosters and putting together these, you know, offensive packages and stuff like that, that's not really Bill's game, you know?
Speaking of the young people in the game, a lot of teams are going with young players and coaches and different things like that. What is your thought on it? Are the young guys able to make the leap and do what they need to do, or are they too young and the experience does help? Because I think the experience does help.
The experience always helps. The experience always helps, but it's showbiz. The show must go on. And it's always going to be a young man's game because it's such a physical and explosive game. So the younger guys with more juice in their legs that have cheaper contracts are always going to be the emphasis because that's how you sustain dynasties. That's how you sustain good teams, is that you keep the good players as long as you can. And then as soon as a player outlives their monetary value, you got to move on. You got to dump them. And that's what the great teams always do. It's a business. Exactly.
And I think part of that conversation that, this is, I think, where Greek was also alluding to is, the drafting your next quarterback for your longevity, sitting behind a guy for a year or two or three and learning, like Love did behind Aaron Rodgers, like Aaron Rodgers did behind Brett Favre, and let them develop. Where nowadays you draft them, they're rookies, you throw them right in, you throw them to the wolves. Which way is better? Probably depends on the guy, right?
Well, the thing is, there's a reasoning for that, okay? And your main reason for that, and for these young guys getting thrown right in there, is coaches and GMs don't have time. They need to win.
Yep.
They have, in some cases, they have one season to put their stamp on things and make an impact. In a lot of cases, it's definitely less than 3.
Yeah.
Like if you don't show marked improvement and steady increasing improvement, you're on the hot seat.
Yeah.
So if you draft a quarterback, you need this kid to play because you need to show that he's showing promise, that it's going in the right direction, and you need me next year so we can continue this. That's why you're seeing the instant gratification from draft picks. Whereas you're right. If you look at the instances where guys were able to sit and develop, like Mahomes was able to sit and develop for a full 15 games before he jumped in and started the last one.
Another
and
good example.
Went in the offseason as a starter and everything. If you can afford to do that, that is the best way. Because I've said it before in the program, I don't care about the first chapter of a quarterback's career.
No.
I care about the bulk of it.
Well, it's like life.
Right. Exactly.
Same thing. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Exactly. And you want these guys, when they do finally take the field, to be as ready as they can possibly be. And sometimes you don't have that luxury, but if you do, you got to take advantage of it.
Jimmy, who do we have at home?
We got our buddy Evan checking in with us. Hey, Evan, what's going on, pal?
What's up, Evan?
Hey, boys.
What's up, Evan?
Hey, I was just reading that there's going to be between 80 and 100 commercials during the Super Bowl. Now, I want to ask each one of you, what do you think your number would be of this, how many commercials would be in the Super Bowl?
If we were betting?
Are you talking about betting on it? Yeah. We don't like to talk about betting on this show. Evan.
Yeah. We will. We'll make an exception for you.
80 to 100. Wow. I'd probably go in the middle.
I would probably lean towards, honestly, like right in the middle. Probably like around 90 would be my guess.
88, 87.
Because you think like 20 per quarter at least.
That's a lot, man. Oof.
I mean, yeah, but you think about it though. Say each commercial break, you get what, 3 of them, sometimes 4. I think that's
well, they're set times, right? So they're like 2.5-minute spot blocks or 3-minute spot blocks, whatever they are. They might add 30 for
80 sounds like a lot to me, but
I think what'll make or break that is how many of those like 1 or 2-minute spots are there, right? Like that Nike did that one a couple years ago. I think that was 2 or 2.5-minute spot.
They're like small movies, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. So if you get a bunch of them, but still, it doesn't matter. That'll skew how many there will be total.
Yeah.
But there's usually a designated clock. There's an amount. I mean, it's like radio.
Just
it's
like
something, it's no different. I just assumed that they up it.
Evan, you're telling me you have nothing else you can bet on? You got to bet on that? What is wrong with you? I don't want to see you lose your mind.
Right up our alley, actually. I'm kind of liking it.
Well, they said that's been the average of Super Bowls for the last 4 Super Bowls.
All right.
Okay. So, that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable. And especially, look, the Super Bowl is one thing that they're not gonna cut out any ads.
No.
There's always going to be, like, even if it's a TV timeout, where like they don't even leave the game. It just goes to a smaller screen, and then the box in the corner is the commercial or whatever. You know what I mean? Or the game would be the box in the corner, and the big screen would be the commercial if it's like a downtime.
Yeah, I mean, people are betting on everything. There's over 600 different props, but that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, if I had to bet that bet, I think 90 is a good number.
Yeah.
You know?
And if there's a set number like 80 or 90, I take the over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be as many movies this year, to
Could go to overtime and you get screwed.
Yeah.
Well, then there's that, right?
Yeah. As long as you go over, you'll be all right.
Now, I got a question about the Heat.
Yes.
Do you think that Miami put so much into pick? They thought they were going to get Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
And then he blindsided him, and went to the Celtics. And then, so do you think that that caused them to not have any? They didn't get a chance to get a score before the season.
Well, Lillard went to the Bucks, and he's not doing great there either. They got Doc Rivers, and they haven't done well. Yeah, the Miami went all in 100%. Though I think it hurt them score-wise. They just picked up a scorer, Rozier, who is a young cat from Charlotte who averages 20. I mean, that's good points.
Yeah.
Miami's stuck in neutral right now. They really are. The East is tough. They got a big break that Philly's not going to be the same. Embiid's going to be out for a while. Celtics are still tough. Probably the best team in the East. Cleveland is a great team this year. Yeah. They were coming on last year, one of the hottest teams with the Celtics right now. Out west, you got Minnesota, and that's a different conversation. I don't think the Heat can compete with Cleveland. I don't think the Heat can compete with the Celtics. I don't even know if the Heat can compete right now with the trades they just made with the Knicks, to be honest with you. And then you got the Bucks you got to worry about. So I put the Heat like 6 in the Eastern Division, and they're a little stuck. I mean, they really are in neutral. And I think Rozier was a great pickup, but it's going to take a little time for him to adjust. The last time the Celtics came down here, they tuned the Heat. I mean, it was lights out from the first quarter. They got them tomorrow. Super Bowl Sunday, it's going to be packed. Everybody's there. We'll see how they do tomorrow. But, the Heat need a center. Bam's not the answer, and they need more scoring. And the thing with the Heat, way the NBA is right now this year, teams are scoring 120. Like, I get lap dances. Yeah. No big deal. The Heat are in the 90s and 100, and that's not good. You cannot do that with this way the NBA is today. The scoring is so high, and I don't think that the Heat really have the guns to compete with it.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
Go ahead.
No, I say that's what I was going to ask. Why can't they score? I mean, they've always been a pretty good scoring team. Why aren't they scoring this year?
Well, their 3-point shooting's off.
Yeah.
That's the first thing, and that's where every team gets hit because that's where they make it. The other night, Charlotte scored like 120. They had like 35 threes they hit. So if they're not hitting threes, they're in a lot of trouble. Hero's on and off. I think also Hero, there's a lot of problems with him where last year it was known that he was getting traded.
Yeah.
He took off all his stuff for, social media, and then you bring him back after you tell him, like, hey, we're trading you. No, now we love you.
Yeah.
I think that's a problem. Jimmy Butler's been hurt. He's on and off. Bam's been the only consistent one. But, got some decent guys off the bench when they rotate. Highsmith's okay. Martin's okay. They're a good team. But I don't think they can get out of the East. Just don't.
Yeah, and before I get too doom and gloomy on the Heat, because obviously, it doesn't look good right now, and it's not trending in the right direction. But what's the difference between this year and last year? You had the same concerns last year. They crawled into the playoffs, and they got there, and their culture and their veteran presence, and just they brought it, man.
Yeah.
The guys elevated themselves off the bench were just terrific. He had Strauss was huge, Vincent was big. They just everything kind of started clicking when the real season began. And we see it all the time in the NBA. I'm a Cleveland guy, right? And I'm super excited with the Cavs right now. The Cavs are 16-1 in their last 17 games, something crazy.
Yeah,
they're on a tear. But it's also a young team that is probably putting more juice into the regular season than most teams right now. Your main contenders are on cruise control in the regular season.
Yeah.
They want to win. They want the highest seed possible so they can, get home court and everything like that. But you don't see these guys go gung-ho until the playoffs. So until the Heat are absolute duds in the playoffs, I'm not all the way out on them because there's you got Spo, you got Jimmy Buckets. And
the only thing is I think they lost a couple core guys that are big. Like I think Stroud was big. He went to Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think Vincent was
going to L.A. was big. Yeah.
I think those two guys were big, and they showed up big minutes.
Yeah.
And he's playing good for Cleveland.
Yes, he is.
So I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. Obviously, always root for them. I don't think they have. It's just my opinion. I don't know if they have the guns, Evan, to compete with the big teams in the East.
Yeah.
I got you. And yesterday, when you said that you were going to have a special caller from a previous Super Bowl in the the last 10 years or whatever you said,
last 20.
I picked last 20. I picked the Ravens, but I picked Ray Lewis.
Yeah, I do have a lot of my friends who know Ray. He's a super nice guy. Smokes cigars in the area, always cool. It was supposed to be Jamal Lewis, and we'll see what happens. They're out in Vegas, so. Everything's on. We'll see. It might happen. It might not. I know they got crazy schedules.
Any change on the points on the game?
I did see this morning that it was 1.5.
Yeah, Hard Rock dropped to 1.5. San Fran.
Yeah. You figured it was going to happen. Maybe tomorrow it'll even go lower. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy the game and talk to you Monday. And I hope you guys put some money in your pocket.
Thank you, Evan. You're the best, baby. Way to be with us all the time. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. Do you think Belichick gets a job?
I mean, not this year.
No.
And, next year, it's always possible. And I feel like, we're going to hear Belichick connected to any decent head coaching opening.
Oh, yeah. Philly,
anything decent. You're going to,
Giants,
the first
Jets.
name you're going to hear is Belichick. The first name the fans are going to gravitate towards is Belichick. It's absolutely going to happen. I don't know that we ever see him coach again.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. I think all things considered, if he could pick and choose his own deal, I definitely think he would. I'm not sure the stars are going to align to where Bill gets what he wants and a team that has what he wants him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
So they announced this week, College Game Day. Saban is going there. He's going to be there in the mornings. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's awesome.
Yeah?
I think that's awesome. I'm a big Saban guy. I love Nick Saban.
Yeah.
I think Nick Saban's great. He's got.
You gonna bring a sign first week? I love you, Nick.
I mean, I'll consider it.
Okay. Make sure you spell his name right. He gets mad when we spell his name wrong on birthday cards.
Is that the 1 N or 2?
That's right. Yeah, Nick, we spelled 1 or 2. He got mad at me that 1 year. It's Greek. You can't even spell my name right. But yeah, it's interesting that he is going to go there.
Yeah.
Again, he wants to have a foot in it and do something, talk about it. I want to see how he is, just like Brady. I mean, Brady is going to be exciting, and people are going to really want to know what the hell does he bring to the table, and how is he going to be?
Yeah, I think he's going to get a little extra scrutiny too, only because of Tony Romo. Tony was well liked when he first started, and has obviously fallen way off of people's radar and liking him now, and. Whether it's just or not, that's up to you as an individual. But I think that's going to put a little extra screw. That, and of course, the amount of money that they're paying him.
Well, that's the difference. Romo didn't come in with that big amount. Romo's first contract wasn't as big as second's, where he got $17 million, and CBS fired a lot of people.
Yeah.
So there was that balance there, and he came in of okay, let's see, and then people liked him. Like you said, the flavor for him has passed a little on certain people's, thought process about him. Yeah. And some of the things that he comes out with, that he says. Now, Brady's coming in with a high price tag, no doubt about it. And how will he be with the people? I mean, again, he said this year, which a lot of guys did not like, he said the NFL is mediocre.
Yeah.
Mediocre. They're not great. He goes, man, I would have broke all my records.
Oh, yeah.
So when you say stuff like that, you're going to piss people off.
Yes.
And he wasn't getting paid this year.
And look, let's be honest, man. If you're not a Patriot or a Buccaneer fan, chances are you don't like Tom Brady.
Just like Mahomes.
Chances are.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
just like Mahomes.
Nobody, unless that fan base, nobody likes guys that win too much. And Tom has won too much.
Yep. Of course.
So it's just that's how it is. So I think the negative backlash for him for anything wrong that he does is going to be completely blown out of control. But Fox loves that.
Yeah.
Because if you hate Tom, you're going to listen more than even if you love Tom.
Yeah, the first thing
there's that factor.
Oh, yeah.
The hate factor. You know, that's one of the reasons why Rush Limbaugh and Howard Stern were always so popular.
Yeah.
As many people hated them, listened as liked them.
The haters are the most loyal listeners. they love getting mad.
Isn't it wild? Isn't it wild?
Yeah.
Brady's first thing that he did normal.
Yeah.
First thing that he did normal as a normal human being was that he got divorced.
Yeah.
That was his first thing.
Yeah, that's his first L.
Yeah,
of like his career.
Yeah, ever. I mean, because again,
he left his baby mama for another woman, and then that blew over.
We don't talk about that.
No, nobody
We don't
even
talk
cared about it. Nobody even cared about it.
It was only an issue until he won the next 4 Super Bowls. Then it's like, okay, we'll let it go.
She helped with that, Bridget Monahan, because again, she handled it very well. Brady was a great father, so there wasn't any like, well, he's not talking to the kid. He doesn't call. He's not giving me financial. He did everything he had to do.
Yeah.
And he would have, if it was somebody else, he would have got hit more, but he didn't. He got a pass on that, obviously, because it was a terrible thing that he did, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this is the first thing that he has done that is normal that people can relate.
Yeah.
When Clinton ran for office, I said a long time ago, he's like a regular guy. He eats fast food, he jogs, and he cheats on his wife. And people like that. You know what I mean? I have heard people say to me, about Brady, and I almost like fall off my chair. They're like, I feel bad for Brady. He went through the divorce. I'm like, are you kidding me? You feel bad for Brady? He's got $1 gazillion. He's got models coming out like
Do you
Frisbee.
see what's been on the menu since he left Giselle? Like, he's not struggling.
Yeah,
But he lost his love, Great.
Yeah, I have heard that. I'm not kidding. From guys, too, like, it's tough. Divorce sucks. And divorce sucks. It's brutal.
Yes.
It's worse than having a 14 parlay and 3 teams are in, the fourth one craps out. It sucks.
Yes.
But I have heard people say that, and that's the only normal thing that I've heard that Brady has really gone through in his life.
Yeah.
I said Rod's through it a long time ago to Jimmy and Johnny. Some guys have all the luck. It seemed like Brady.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no matter what he touched, no matter what happened, you were in Super Bowls in different decades. You know what I mean? Just crazy stuff like that.
He's had 3 Hall of Fame careers.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Oh, yeah.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
You cut it into thirds, and his career could be Hall of Fame worthy in all 3 sections.
And watch, he'll be in the Broadcasters Hall of Fame after his time on Fox.
Yep.
You watch.
Yep.
I mean, it's just, like you say, some guys have all the luck.
The only thing I don't know about his ability, how he's going to be. I think he gets bored with it.
Oh, yeah. I
in a
can
couple
see that
years.
for sure.
Because guys who do it, they always say it is you don't just show up on Sundays at 10.
No.
I mean,
You're
you're
there
there.
all week.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
there. You're
yeah.
there from Wednesday on.
Yep.
And
Interviews. You got to do all kinds of research on the players and everything. Oh, yeah. There's a lot more to it than what you see on the those 3.5 hours.
And I think with his kids, and I think with his money and all the different options he wants to do and different things, in my opinion, I think he might get bored with it after a couple of years and say it's too much of a commitment.
Yeah. I don't think he's long for the booth.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be
2-3 years.
Sunday, Sunday Fox NFL Sunday morning show, you know? I mean, Terry's getting older.
Yeah.
Jimmy's getting older. Like, these guys are getting older, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it would make sense. You're already seeing it. Strahan was in there. They've got Gronk in there now.
Mhm.
Please, Gronk and Brady on the same show?
They already said who Gronk is kind of groomed to replace who?
Bradshaw.
Bradshaw,
Bradshaw,
right?
Because Bradshaw's sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think he's going to be there 4 or 5 years. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
Could be there 20, but I just don't see it. I think it's
Yeah.
too much for him for what he has going on in his life, investments, family. And again, it's like every week you're in a different city. And in fact, it's even different than when he played home. And he already responded to it in a podcast where, you know what, 10 weeks of the year, I'm in New England.
Exactly.
Now, 18 weeks, I'm on the road.
The whole time.
Yeah. So it does change for him. So we'll see. I mean, but again, Saban to join hat. Belichick doesn't get a job. Brady to go to Fox.
Yeah.
Greg Olson looks like he wants to get into coaching. That's what he is.
He was campaigning for that Carolina job.
Yeah, he was. He wanted to do it. But again, no experience, but wanted to get out there. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It'd be interesting. Lamar Jackson wins the MVP for the second time in 5 years. I believe it's 5 years. But again, the stigma with him is he can't win in the playoffs. And the only way that goes away
is if he wins.
That's right. And the only way it went away with Steve Young years ago was when, he won it all.
Yep.
And his famous quote was when they played down here and they beat the Chargers, get that monkey
Somebody
off my
get
back.
this monkey off my back.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it was on there for years.
Oh, and they blasted the Chargers. That was a bad one.
Oh, yeah.
That was
down
a
here.
beatdown.
Oh, he said he has the record, 6 touchdowns in a game.
Yeah. And didn't Ricky Waters have 5 in that game or something, or 4?
He didn't
Something
have 5,
crazy.
but he did good.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I think for him, what's going to end up happening is that he'll have to decide, is this something I want to do?
Yeah.
I think that. And Brady's used to always excelling in everything he does. So I don't think he's going to want to come back and be like, all right, I'm just okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think that it'll be better. But Saban, I think, is going to be interesting. How he talks. what he says. I said it was interesting to Franny the other day and Jimmy, like the signs that'll be behind him when he plays in Tennessee or Florida. Saban sucks.
Yeah. That's what I'm waiting to see too. Yeah. I'll be curious.
I like Nick though. I think he's way more insightful than people think.
He'll
go on. He'll
I think
go
so
on
too.
rants.
Yeah.
He'll go on rants whether he's talking about kids or he's talking about fans or he's talking about boosters. He's an honest dude.
Yeah.
And I just I feel like he's obviously he's a good public speaker. I think he's going to be awesome. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, again, it came out of nowhere. There wasn't even rumors like, hey, Saban might go. One morning he woke up, Saban's going to College game day.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those situations where, you know what, these guys got to find other stuff to do. Yeah. I don't know if Belichick's going to end up in a booth or not.
That, to me, is the greatest podcast that just needs to happen, is the Saban Belichick podcast. It might not be, exciting listening, but it'll be really cool to hear what they're talking about.
The Art of Coaching, that show that was on there, whatever you want to call it on Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, that was awesome. I mean, you got to see a side, I think, of both those guys that you wouldn't necessarily. I mean, they joked around, they laughed, and of course, at that time, they were still pretty heavy in their careers, coaching careers. So, you didn't really see Belichick smile. You didn't see Nick. Everybody has that same persona. I mean, you're up by 60 points and you're still getting yelled at because you let up on a play. And that image, and they kind of set that aside for that special, and it was a side of them that I didn't expect to see, and I think you might see that with them on game day with Nick. And could you see that with Bill? I don't know. I don't know if he would want to do that. That's the only thing that I didn't lean that way with it. I don't know if he'd be happy doing that.
I think he's a football guy, not a TV guy.
Yeah, he's an X's and O's. I want to plan the game. Not more than I want to talk about the game.
And if he does something like that, it's a spot thing. It's I'll do this radio segment, and I'll be, good with that. But it's nothing that I'm going to commit my time to and invest in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he every week didn't he call a Boston radio station or something? He had a bit.
It was a commitment, though.
Yeah. So that I could see, but not. I don't know. Every week, I don't know. I just don't see it. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll love it. I don't know.
He might get bored. Who knows? Him and his girlfriend broke up, so
Yeah.
I mean, he called me the other night. He wanted to watch Law and Order. I said, Bill,
I'm smoking. I got a Vegafina here. I'm going to talk to my buddy,
I got to figure it
about
out.
his private jet business.
You know I'm out.
Yeah, I'm going to New York Prime. Come on.
I got things to do.
But I'll call you back. It is the Greek, Joe and Jimmy. It is the big day before the super big day. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
When you give up trying to teach your parents how to use their smart speaker and take it home, tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Real Radio wants you to score some red zone revenue.
You asked for it, you got it. Woo! You like that?
We're hooking you up with $1,000 up to 13 times every weekday. It's playoff season. Bet on every game, make some crazy parlays, buy some playoff tickets, pay off some of that debt. Once you win the money, we don't care what you do with it.
Here comes the money. Here we go.
Listen for the keyword and enter it at realradio921.com. Score $1,000 in red zone revenue. Good luck from Real Radio. Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon & Partners Weather Center, have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Collins with CBS 12 News. A mix of sun and clouds this afternoon with temperatures in the middle 70s. Expect a southeast breeze between 15 to 20 miles per hour. Mild tonight with overnight lows in the 60s and low 70s on Sunday morning. Expect a warm end to the weekend with highs in the low to mid 80s both Sunday and Monday.
This report is sponsored by Discover. If you like using debit over credit, shouldn't you also get rewarded? Well, now you can with Discover Cashback Debit. It's a checking account that rewards everyone with cash back on everyday purchases with no fees, period. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey. DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
No, I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, and the big game is this Sunday, February 11th. Doors open at 6 o'clock, drink specials all night long, and food specials, and beautiful cheerleaders. And if your team's not winning on the scoreboard, guess what? You'll be winning on your scoreboard with the beautiful ladies of Palm Beach. It's the big game party at Monroe's and Palm Beach, and the sexiest cheerleaders in the world will be there. It's this Sunday, February 11th. The big game parties at Monroe's of Palm Beach. Hut, hut, pets!
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather Florida Injury Lawyers. If you've been injured in a car accident in Palm Beach County or the Treasure Coast, call us to schedule a free consultation at one of our offices located in Palm Beach Gardens, Port St. Lucie, or Boca Raton. If you've been in an accident, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
No, I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
No, I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Locker Room.
This is where the magic happens.
Now back to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're in the locker room on a Saturday. Thanks for always tuning in. The big game is tomorrow. Game 58, baby. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Joe is here.
What's going on, boys?
First Super Bowl, there was 11 cameras. Tomorrow there will be 165. What do you think of that, Joseph?
That's a pretty sizable increase there.
That's a lot.
That's legit.
That is legit. Tickets were going for $12 the first one, and they didn't sell out as the Packers tuned the Chiefs. These tickets will sell out, and they're going for a lot more money. Usher's going to be the halftime show. In the beginning, the first 15 years, they had like bands from high school. They used to play
marching bands.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, and it just shows you how it's evolved and how the NFL has grown. Everything they freaking touch is just lucky. You know what I mean? It just goes, okay, let's do it.
We were talking about this during the week. Joe, what was your favorite halftime show? Does one stick out in your mind?
Yeah, Timberlake, Janet Jackson.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guy likes pasties.
No, look, I'm
You
not
don't have
like
to defend your choice.
No, I'm just
that's
saying.
fine.
I'm just saying, it's not that I like pasties. No, I don't know. I never really pay attention to the show.
No, it's not. No one of your things.
Never,
okay.
never.
I liked J-Lo and Shakira for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Very nice on the eyes.
Yeah, that was decent. For sure.
I was there for that.
That's right. That was KC San Fran.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It really was. The people were just going crazy. I mean, the anticipation and everything like that. I really didn't focus on it. I was in a 50-50 trying to see what happened.
Yeah. For a church group, actually. It was a 50-50 for a church group.
And I was just
They wanted to raise funds for, new pew.
A new bus. They need a bus to take him to the track. 877-927-6969. We've talked about the game a lot in the last week. We talked about Taylor Swift, her effect on it. Is she going to come? Do you think the last minute she just goes, I don't feel like flying?
That'd be funny.
To Kelsey?
that'd be the NFL wouldn't be happy if she wasn't there.
No, they wouldn't be happy.
I mean,
man.
I'm pretty sure she's going to be on the cover of Madden, so we got all this stuff.
We saw that.
I already saw the preview of that.
Do you think there was a rumor going around that maybe NFL pays her to come to the Super Bowl? What do you think of that?
No, I don't believe that at all. I do think it's so funny that there are places offering the prop bet that Kelsey proposes at midfield after the game.
Yep.
I have a buddy who's like, I want to put money on it. I'm like, dude, just light a $20 bill on fire. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing
the proposal, there was a bunch of them, too. Who the best man would be, who the maid of honor would be.
Who's in a box?
Would it be, who's in the box, who would, whether it would happen by June, I think it was June 1st of
Next year.
2025.
Yeah. That's a good bet.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're Travis Kelce, and even if you had the inkling to do it after the game, as soon as I saw that Vegas is putting odds on it, I'd be like, okay, this is cheesy. I'm not doing this.
They gave him a free thing at the chapel if he needed money because they know they're hurt.
Yeah. All kinds of.
Between the two of them, a couple of kids, man, you got to throw their pennies together and see what they can get.
That's right. So when you start a show, that's what it is. You get together as a team.
Yeah.
The brothel said they can come there for on the arm. The strip clubs, they said whoever wins the Super Bowl gets free lap dances. Everybody's getting involved. The Elvis impersonators, they'll be out there tonight. Thank you very much.
I love strippers around the world flying to Vegas for this weekend.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, that's been reported.
All kinds of entertainment.
This is what we play for.
Every Super Bowl's like that.
Every big event.
Yeah.
Every big event. The Masters, the Kentucky Derby, NBA Finals. They fly in.
NBA All-Star break.
Oh,
is a
forget
big
it. Forget it. They come out there, forget it.
Who was that? Lou Williams? They got popped in the bubble.
Oh, yeah.
Go to a strip club for wings.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody did. Well, we talked about it this week. Eugene Robinson for the Falcons years ago down here. He got arrested. He was man of the year. And he got picked up with a prostitute at 3 in the morning. Like, what are you thinking, dude?
What's his name from the Bucks? He got nailed that one year.
Sapp, too.
Yeah, Sapp. Warren Sapp when he got busted.
It ruined his career.
Yeah.
Threw him off.
Yeah.
He was done with the
That
NFL
was it.
Network.
Yep.
I mean, some of those things.
Next day, too.
Yeah, they
I mean, it was immediate. There was no investigation. There was nothing. It was, you're out. Peace out.
Every one of these guys, first of all, there's 20 guys take their spots. Willie McGinnis, who was great on NFL Network, liked him, had a great day. He got into an argument in a bar in California. He hasn't been on since.
Nope.
The only one who bounced back, and because he really fought it and had had to pull, was Michael Irvin last year with that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, if not,
because he was proven innocent. Though.
Yeah,
like the
of course.
whole he was off for that period.
He was off for a year.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad? He was proven innocent.
Yeah.
Oh,
wait a minute.
That's our society.
Wait a minute.
Dude.
Wait a minute.
Straight up.
And he got kicked off last year at this time.
Yep.
At the week before the Super Bowl, he got kicked off. He had the problem, remember?
Yep.
And then now he's back.
During that week and lost his, whatever he was supposed to do that day.
Oh, yeah, he got let it go. Couldn't do the Super Bowl, whole thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it
What
happened.
a shame.
Hey, man.
Definitely happens. 877-927-6969. That's the number. Call UConn, #1 in college basketball. won it all last year. I don't think anybody's going to beat them this year. And then when they get to March Madness, blew out Georgetown today. Not surprised. 12 o'clock game, laying 16, and they hammered it home. So I'm definitely not surprised about that at all. UConn is a very good team. He's a good coach, Hurley. His dad was a great coach. His brother's out in Arizona State, but this kid is a good coach. And they also recruit well. He's making UConn, again, a credible place to play college basketball. They were, for a while, obviously, they had some great teams, UConn. Girls, unbelievable. How about Clark for Iowa, that girl?
Oh, she's incredible.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
She's
South Carolina,
really
girls basketball getting some heat. There, South Carolina undefeated, LSU with Reese, but Iowa with this girl is just unbelievable.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
She's really, really good.
Oh, yeah, she is. They're talking about her. I don't know if you saw this week, the Lakers done unveil a new statue for Kobe.
Kobe, yeah, 3 of them.
Well, 1 now, and they're going to add 2 more. A little surprised about that, 3.
Yeah.
I would think the next one's going to be 24, and I thought the other one might be him and his daughter.
Yeah, it's Kobe with the number 8 jersey, Kobe with the 24 jersey, and then Kobe and Gina.
That's what they're doing. Yeah, it's amazing. Very sad. All the Lakers were there. Derek Fisher, Jabbar was there. Shaq wasn't there. He was working, but Phil Jackson was there. His wife, obviously, the owner of the Lakers. I mean, they got the most statues at any stadium. And the Miami Heat's got a statue coming up for Dwayne Wade, which is nice. That's going to be coming up.
He's doing like the pose, right, where he did the alley-oop to LeBron, and he had his like arms out, right? Isn't that the?
I'm not sure. I didn't hear anything.
I thought that's what it's going to be.
That's cool.
That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah,
that'd be really, really.
Yeah,
cool.
that's awesome. If he does that, yeah, Wade deserves it, and I'm glad they sort of mend the fences because when he left, he went to Chicago.
Yeah,
and then Riley took out that full-page ad. The keys under the mat, which I'm glad. Yeah. And Wade County did so much.
And he came back too. He came back. Yeah. He finished his career.
Yeah, which is great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad he did because I think he definitely it was a good thing.
Well, yeah, because he did Chicago and he had a cup of coffee in Cleveland for like 2 weeks. And
that didn't work out.
Yeah,
because he went back with LeBron.
Yep,
but it didn't work out. LeBron and the Lakers did win last night. Had a big game. LeBron loves to tease the Lakers. The other night they played. Last Saturday he plays the Knicks and he puts the Knicks towel over his head to tell him like I'm leaving. And he is a free agent this summer. He can opt out of his $50 million contract. Yeah. And he has said, I don't know. His agent said no, he's coming back. But then LeBron came back the next day and said, I didn't say I was coming back.
Yeah, look, the agent can say whatever he wants to say right now. Yeah. LeBron's a Laker right now. That's all that matters.
Right. No, there's no doubt about it.
Is his kid going to play next year in the NBA? Or is it the following? I'm losing track of the years. It's a me question.
He can come out whenever he wants.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't think he's good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't necessarily think he's good enough either. But if it's going to entice LeBron to come to my team, I'd be like, yeah, I'll spend the 15th pick in the first round on your kid. I'll let you guys play together. We'll work this out.
Oh, yeah.
And that's his whole lack of commitment to the Lakers is everywhere LeBron goes, he basically gets to shuffle the deck how he wants it.
Yep.
And
Coaches.
LA's not necessarily doing that to his liking. They've done it to a degree, but they also know, like, LeBron, you're late 30s. You've got one foot out the door. We don't, you can opt out at the end of this season. Why am I doing everything at your will?
Well, because he's still playing at such a high level.
Oh, I get it.
That's why.
I get it.
Yeah,
but
he's still top 10.
But that's the thing, though. Because I'm saying that hypothetically because the Lakers aren't catering to him to the extent that he wants. So, like, I get both sides. I get LeBron. He's still LeBron. He's still a top 15 at worst guy in the NBA. He's incredible. But that window's closing. Mm-hmm. So how much of our future are we going to dictate on you and what you want? So like I get both sides. I think he, I think he goes somewhere that he can play with his son next year.
Yeah, I don't think any are bad though.
No.
Yeah. He's got to go to a contender. He could go back to Cleveland.
Yes.
He could go to the Heat. I don't know where else. Dallas.
Yeah.
Coop is one of those guys that would do something like that, but I don't know. I think he would look at his son too. He doesn't want a pony show. Like he wants to make sure if he comes back that obviously the kid's good enough to play. Because he knows the scrutiny will be so bad.
Oh yeah.
It'll definitely be bad on him.
For sure.
And they'll hammer him.
Well, and that's to Austin Rivers, right? Doc Rivers' son is he's an analyst now, and he came out against it. He doesn't want to see them play together. He doesn't want to see Bronny come out too early and get drafted too high. He's like, look, I know the type of player that he is, and I know how hard it's going to be on him being LeBron's child. And he's like playing on the same team as LeBron. He's like, absolutely not. And that's Rivers, the last thing I want to see.
Yeah, he's one to talk because when his father was the coach of the Clippers, that's what sort of put a lot of people. He gave his kid a max contract.
Oh yeah, like
$35 million.
And he was as heavily scrutinized as anybody.
Yeah,
he got crushed.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
He wasn't that good either.
No.
He was good, but he didn't deserve a max.
But at one point, he was the number one player in the country recruit-wise.
Oh, yeah, he was.
He was, yeah.
But I'm saying when he came to the Clippers, his old man gave him a max contract.
Yep.
And then it went woof.
Yep.
And it raised a lot of eyebrows in the locker room and everything else. The Rivers and them didn't care. They're like, you know what? Take the money and run.
Yeah. Hey,
and
that
that's what he
contract's
did.
guaranteed, man.
Oh, he's out of
I just
basketball.
set you up for life, kid.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
good.
He was
You're welcome.
set up for a while. He was okay.
Yeah.
Good player. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad player, which was good, but he wasn't worth max.
He wasn't a max guy.
And his father was a coach, and he gave it to him. You talk about collusion.
And look, and not for
really.
nothing, like Doc's a good coach. He's highly thought of. He keeps getting jobs, but like he's not great.
No.
But he keeps getting jobs.
Well, now he is considered to be one of the best ones in the NBA. He's coached a long time. He only won one title.
Yeah.
But people really respect him. Players do. Guys like him. And that's where he does. I mean, he did very well where he was with Boston. Yeah. With Philly, he got into a problem with management. The Bucks, they hire him after the Greek Freak says a million times, I didn't have the coach fired, but he did.
Yeah.
Guy was 30-13. He gets fired.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little weird. And then I love the Greek Freak when he comes into the arena. He goes, I didn't even know. You guys were telling me the first time. Yeah. Like they're going to fire the coach and they're not tell you. Yeah. They tell you when a light bulb gets changed.
Like, I just work here, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just so unbelievable that he did that. I was surprised about that, but to get you paid. The Bucks they're just having some problems. They're not really getting together with Lillard and him, and they will, but it's going to be tough.
Well, part of their deal was like their depth, and they depleted their depth to get Lillard.
Yeah.
So it's like, I get bringing in a guy like Dame and that like kind of cherry on top of the scoring and everything to pair with Giannis, but I mean, you crippled your bench.
Well, it happens sometimes in sports when you spend a ton of money. It's not automatic.
Yeah.
I mean, when the Yankees got A-Rod, as a Yankee fan and people, and the Red Sox messed it up at the 12 o'clock hour. Mm-hmm. From that point on, the Red Sox win 3 World Series. We win 1.
Yep.
And it was like, oh, my God, this isn't fair. A-Rod's on the Yankees. Well, it didn't work out at all. No. We won 1 year, and there was nothing but drama. Yep. A-Rod had some good years and put up some great numbers. I'm not saying he didn't, but it didn't work.
There was a rain cloud over the organization every day.
Yeah.
What's with him and Jeter? What's with this? He's getting too much money.
The only good thing he did, and Jeter said it, was he came in and said, I'll play third base and never asked to play short. But it didn't work out like they thought. They thought it was going to be 4 or 5 championships. It's just like LeBron and them came down here and they had the big ceremony and they said, not 1, not 2, 5, 6, 7. Worst thing they could ever said, put a bullseye on their head. They won 2, thank God, got to 4 finals. But it's not that easy that you just buy people and put them together. There's got to be a teamwork. There's got to be players that get along as far as on the court.
Yeah.
Same game.
Oh, yeah.
And I think with Lillard and Greek Freak, so far, it's not working.
Yeah, well, realistically, that Miami Heat trio probably has to be the most successful. Like any super team that we've seen constructed. I mean, 4 championship appearances and 2 titles. Mm-hmm. That's incredible.
They should actually won.
They should have won at least 3.
Yeah, they were up in the Mavericks 3 games to 2, and they ended up losing.
Yeah, and I feel like the surrounding circumstance with that last against San Antonio, with LeBron possibly leaving, I just feel like it was just like a weird.
Yeah.
That wasn't the Heat team that we had seen for the 3 previous years.
Yeah, and it's tough every year to go to championship. You know what I mean? And get out there and win the way they did, and then everybody had a bullseye. And then that first year, he was a really, everybody looked at him as evil. They booed him so bad.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he became the villain.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next year it turned around. They ended up doing it. But, 4 years to go to the finals with those 3 was amazing. But, again, a lot of times it works, and you get guys, and a lot of times it doesn't. Baseball, it hasn't worked. It's not worked more times than it has. Toronto years ago spent $1 gazillion. Didn't even win.
Look at the Dodgers last few years.
Oh, forget the Dodgers. The Dodgers are just like a Kardashian spending money. They just don't care. They have they'll spend 250, 280. This year they went out and got both pitchers. They don't care. They're so over. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The Warriors had to pay an $80 million tax. An $80 million tax they had to pay. That's how far they were over. Some guys just don't care, and it shows you how much they make. You know what I mean? Because none of these teams are losing money.
Yeah. They don't have to hold on to that paycheck until they ended a month.
Yeah, it's not like when the Warriors
Don't cash that until Monday.
It's like when the Warriors don't play, they don't have the place rented out for, to have like a garage sale for people. I mean, it just shows you the amount of money. But it's
and shows you that there's not necessarily success with it. I mean, that was been the crack on the Yankees for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, they all those years they said that they bought championships. They kept right. That formula hasn't stopped, and they just aren't winning anymore.
No, they haven't won since 2009.
Yep.
Last time they won.
Yeah, the 2010 decade was the first decade that they had not won a World Series. And just, you want to talk about
that is crazy.
A dry slump, huh?
And like I said, when they got A-Rod, the Red Sox won 3. And they said, I remember when they were talking to Espin and them, the GM, that was the worst day ever. Then they lost A-Rod to the Yankees. Yeah. How much worse can it be? He goes, we ended up winning 3 titles.
Yeah, about that. Huh?
So you don't know a lot of times in sports. You get the best guys around, and you try to put them together, and hopefully you win. And that's what the Chiefs are doing, and that's what the Niners are doing. The line has dropped to 1.5, 47.5. I still think there'll be some scoring in this game. I am surprised about the line, but I do wonder Monday if I look at Jimmy and I say, wow, this is the year, 3 years in a row that the Chiefs got points and won. It's like the year we talk about the Giants that year when they were the big underdogs and won 4 in a row on the road and won it all. And unbelievable teams that they beat. I mean, they beat Tampa. They beat the Packers with 4. They beat Dallas, who was 13-3, and then the Patriots.
Yep, and that's the thing. They did, I think, that identical run in 11 as well. Because they did 07, road the whole time. Yeah. And then I think in 2011 it was the same thing, wasn't it? Or
It was close.
It
was close. I don't know exactly what time, but I remember that one was 4 in a row.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the Chiefs. We're going to look back and say, was this a gift from God to look at the Chiefs 3 weeks in a row are underdogs?
Yeah.
And again, I know sports, I know gambling for years. I was shocked when I saw the line.
Yep.
Now, good. This could be Sunday night, Johnny come lately, and the Niners beat them.
Of course.
30-10.
It's football, man.
Yeah.
That's a funky shaped ball.
Yeah,
we
so you
never
don't
know
know
how it's going to go.
But if they win, and again, all they have to do is win.
Yes.
There's no
cover. Right?
And everybody forgets that in the conversation. Like last night, it was 2 guys. Well, I hope they cover. I go, dude, they got to win.
Yeah.
There's no
that's
point.
All you gotta
That's
do.
it.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you look at it like that, for a team that's had as much success as it's had over the last 4 or 5 years, I don't understand it. I didn't understand it against Buffalo. I sure didn't understand it against the Ravens, and I don't understand it against the Niners. A neutral site. They've been there. They got Mahomes. They got Andy Reid. What is Mahomes' record in the playoffs? 15-2?
Yeah.
I mean, he's only, it's unbelievable.
But it's defense, too. It's Spags in the Super Bowl has been great. Whether it's with the Giants or with the Chiefs, he's been unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Like the coaching advantage, both great coaching staffs. But I'm definitely leaning Kansas City.
So am I. Yeah. You definitely do. I mean, the Niners have the better team man-to-man, but I think that Mahomes makes up so much.
Oh, yeah.
He just does. And, and one thing that he'll do more, Lamar did it, but he didn't do it last game, that he's got a big advantage over Brock is that he keeps plays alive.
Yes.
Brock is a lot like Tua. He goes that first read. If you don't see it, he seems like he gets a little of the happy feet too.
Yes.
And he's small too. He's not a big guy.
No,
he gets
not.
a lot of passes knocked down.
You got an interior pass rush against Brock is huge.
We go to 28.
Oh. Yeah, that's the one thing about him, that he just does that. And it seems like he doesn't get the first guy, and how is it? And then how can they run? How's Depot? How's he going to be?
Yep.
I mean, he should be better now. He's playing better. He's rested. I think that's a big thing for him.
Yeah.
Chiefs might, but I don't know if they're getting McKinney back. They said he had
so they brought him back, right?
Yeah.
But he's not going to be able to play.
Yeah, he was good.
He's out. Let's see. Sky Moore's going to play.
Yeah.
But Amenahue with the ACL is out. And Derek Nandi, the defensive tackle's out. And I think that's it for like
Is Tony playing?
What's that?
Is Tony going to play?
I mean, he's going to be. I don't know if he's going to be active.
Yeah.
If he's going to dress. I assume that he is.
Yeah.
Because I would assume that you look, regardless of the rut that he's been in or the season he's had. I mean, this is a guy that had a touchdown in the Super Bowl last year. He's definitely a weapon with the ball in his hands if you can utilize him correctly.
Did he score last year?
Yeah, I thought he did. I thought him and Sky Moore were the two. Remember, they ran that same out play just on different ends of the field, right?
He had the big punt return, 57 yards.
Mm-hmm.
There's never been a punt return for a touchdown.
In the Super Bowl?
In the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. There's definitely been kickoffs, but no.
And I think there's 3 kickoffs. I called them the other day.
3. We were talking about it the other day.
Well,
yeah.
Hester had
David
the opening
Hester's the
kickoff.
one that I think most notably people remember.
Yeah,
right?
that was
Most
the
was the
Miami
opening
Ring game.
play.
Yeah, it was most recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Desmond Howard.
Yeah, Jermaine Lewis is the other one.
Oh, that's right. So there's 4. That's right, for the Ravens. And Desmond Howard did it.
So we got what? We got
Desmond Howard.
Yeah.
And you got
Jermaine Lewis
2
for the Ravens, and then
Hester.
Yeah, Hester. And was that it? Just those 3?
No, there's 4. We just said the 4th one. I just can't remember right now. There's 4. There's Desmond Howard who did it with the Packers. There's Fulton Walker who did it with the Dolphins.
Okay,
There's
so
a guy
that's-
for the Ravens.
That's
is
the
3.
4th then.
Yeah.
And Jermaine Lewis is 3, and then Devin Hester's 4.
Yeah,
Awesome.
there's 4 guys run back, but never
Really
a punt
cool.
return.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, never a
That's
punt return.
cool.
Yeah. So if anybody runs it back, punt. Tony got close last year.
Yeah, he did.
He did get real close. And don't forget, last year's Chiefs were down by 10, I believe, at halftime, and ended up coming back and winning 38-35.
Pesky Chiefs, man.
Oh, yeah.
That second half Chiefs defense is nasty.
Well, again, I said it
really
all
good.
week. 6 quarters, they've let up 10 points. That's less than 2.
That's stupid, man.
Yeah, 10 points.
That's right.
And against 3 great offenses.
I know, and you can't win if you don't score points,
No,
man.
Miami-
That's such a big deal.
Miami, great offense.
Yeah.
Bills, good offense, really good. Ravens, great offense. I mean, so there it is. You got 10 points in 3 games. I mean, that is nothing.
And I know that San Fran has a good defense, don't get me wrong, but I mean, they let up 31 and 21 respectively in their 2 playoff games. So they're giving up some points.
They have not played good in the playoffs. They just have not. And Joe alluded to it, and Johnny said, too, they think they're going to start off well and quick. If they do, that'll be a difference.
Yeah.
But both games, they played from behind.
Yeah.
Detroit game, I mean, I had everybody and their mom saying, the game's over.
They ran him out of the
It
stadium.
was 17.
Yes.
I mean, it was just like, forget it.
Yeah.
But it was one of those games that unless you gamble, you don't know what it means, and it makes no sense.
Yeah.
The clock didn't run in the second half.
Yeah, it took forever, didn't it?
Hey, if you look,
You're
you
right.
watch it.
Oh, my God.
I looked up, I go, there's what, 7 minutes left
How
in the third
much?
quarter?
Detroit couldn't sustain a drive.
No.
They went from the first half that you couldn't stop them.
Yeah.
Like a hot knife through butter, just down the field.
And, you know, when, again, both games, too, even Green Bay getting the red zone, first drive of the game, they got 9 minutes and 4 seconds, and they get 3.
Yep.
You walk off as the defense, you're like, we just won.
Yes.
I mean,
200%.
that's the way they look at it. I mean, that's the way it and red zones, if you can't score in these games, it kills you.
Yeah. And if the other team's scoring touchdowns, you're kicking field goals. Good luck.
Mahomes wins
Good luck.
MVP?
Yeah, that's where I'd lean. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. Unless somebody has some crazy performance, you know, I would assume it's either going to be Mahomes or McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Those would be my 2 guesses for who wins. Chiefs win Mahomes, Niners win McCaffrey.
You don't think Brock wins it?
I mean, he might. You
Yeah,
know,
but usually quarterbacks win it. It's a high percent.
But if it's the type of thing where, you know, McCaffrey has like 2-3 touchdowns and, you know, 200 all-purpose yards, it's going to be tough to give to Brock.
Yeah, it definitely will be. It's going to be a good game either way. Teddy Covers, we have his picks up there for you. It is the locker room on the day before 58. I hope you enjoyed all the stuff today. Jamon Lewis was supposed to call, but schedule difficulties. He did text me. He said, I can call you at 4. I said, Jamon, we're off the air, but it's fine. Appreciate you even thinking about us. We had Alex from ETA Jets give us a little insight, which was very good. But Teddy Covers, Jimmy's got his picks up on there. And it is the Greek, it is Joe, it is Jimmy, it is the locker room on Real Radio 921. Special thanks to Paul. Well, first Monroe's for winning the big prize, and I hope you enjoy it, Paul. If you're listening, I hope you enjoy your TV tomorrow with all your friends and have a great time.
Having a big Super Bowl party,
Which is nice.
with that TV. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
A 75-inch TV. Thank you to Monroe's. It is Greek, Jimmy, and Joe. It is the locker room, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.